and you should be going.
Okay, and welcome back to Brine and Tide proper. It's been about 2 months since we've had an actual session, and today we are resuming with a reduced crew. Two of our members unable to make it. One due to vacation, and the other due to ongoing sickness. Unfortunately, I feel better, buddy. But um, last time the party committed a royal coup, sneaking in deep into an Ankeg hive, the largest one that any of them had seen, including the perhaps half crazed halfling farmer that instigated this adventure. But
He was
slaying,
woefully underprepared.
well, I mean, he guessed you guys were competent enough. Um, no one died, but
Actually, lots of things died.
oh yes, you did manage to cull a sizable chunk of the hive, which perhaps might be a good thing considering you need resources to prepare for the oncoming pirate assault, and also making it easier for Kamo and any future assistants he trains to assist him with wrangling this hive. Dealing with the slain king and queen Onkegs, you managed to help him extract the sufficient gland to, let's just say, mark you as friendly to the rest of the hive. The other Onkegs now in a flurry as they seem distressed that the king and the royals have died, but due to their nature, it's not the death of the hive, so they're not going completely berserk. They still seem to be agitated, but you've retreated to the egg room, which back there, the throne room, I suppose.
We
Oh,
got
wrong map.
the young royal, right?
Yes, Conron
It's
was able to locate. I believe he had a. Yeah, he had the queen larva himself, or the nymph, or the egg. Can't remember which, but you did find it in a young elate, which the males could tell by the wings, but or they wouldn't have the wings yet. They get those in the final molting. Sorry, biology is weird, but
yeah.
was able to judge it as the correct one due to some reason, and that he didn't explain to anyone, but he seemed confident that it was. And uh, as you all sat down to rest, Orovir also kind of standing guard as he stood there with his wings folded against his back, taking a rest as he had managed to kind of hold the line against one of the major entrances into the larger chamber to
Yeah, goddamn.
stymie the flow of his natural resistance to acid attacks, really seeming to help him in that. But, or well, from what you've seen, seems to be more of an immunity to acidic damage. But as you all took a rest, a Rayan decided to slip away with Amon. I believe Amon followed, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, as you both went into this chamber where it seems that the Ankeg had built around and then just kind of perhaps closed it up as time went on as they expanded. You found what looked to be the exterior of perhaps a Marician ruin, an outpost that was rumored to be in this location. But unfortunately, the only entrance inside it was a large kind of vault-like door, or a almost like an airlock for a submersible. But Ran, as you were searching around with detect magic, uh, you hadn't detected it inside the throne room because it was partially buried. But as Cosmo's been kind of scurrying around, just kind of digging out, seeing checking on the state of the nymphs in the chamber, he's like, "The Hey, get off. As the rest of you see him kind of over at one of the holes. As he pulls out what looks to be a wooden handle, but there is like a nymph hanging from it by its mandibles as he like
Oh,
try to shake it off. As he's like,
baby.
and he just like reaches up, like pinches a little like underneath where the mandibles are, and it releases, gives a little threatening snap. But they're at this stage, it would be a nasty pinch, but not really damaging unless they were like swarmed. Which on Keg Nymph Swarm, you don't remember that for later.
Baby.
And he puts it down back in the hole, and it scurries back in to the rest. They seem to be with everyone around and the commotion. They've been kind of cooped up in the little burrows for safety. But
Oh.
he's like, "Oh, this is weird." As he holds what looks to be a hand axe made out of wood, like even the blade is made out of sharpened wood. But there are these greenish yellow pustules, almost like the wood is blighted. They were chewing on this, and he kind of gives it a fling, and there's like a few droplets kind of seep out from these little pustules, and they sizzle when they hit the ground. He goes, anyway, and he like kind of holds it at arm's length. Like, I think that's acidic. I think they were like. When he looks back, I think this is like candy to them.
Ah! Oh.
You have found a strange wooden hand axe. Morvir takes a look at it and goes, doesn't seem to be made by my make. And if anyone there wants to do like an Arcana check or a history, or just straight intelligence.
Okay, what have I got here? I don't have a.
I'm.
Yeah, Amana and Rayan wouldn't be able to since
Yeah.
Plus, I mean, you'd be able to identify it.
Yeah. If you guys can't figure it out, I can always come back and identify it.
But
Yeah.
just trying to see if anybody would possibly recognize it.
Yeah.
I don't know nothing.
You know what? Let me see if Quiet Hearts might.
I don't have much in Arcana, but I could try it.
Yeah, or history, or just straight intelligence.
Well, it'll be the same roll.
Yeah, same for
All
Quiet
right.
Hearts.
Oh my God, Kelly.
Okay, yeah, it wouldn't be so surprising. This is a. You've seen similar weapons. This is definitely made by the elves or ettercaps of the Dominion, because this is definitely tanglewood of some sort, which is or like they've they are able to create or enchant a type of wood that grows or harvested from the great tanglewood of the that fulfills the giant island that is overgrown. They can create a type of wood that is just as sturdy and sharp as iron.
Okay.
But you don't really. You've kind of with the natural 20. You would probably guess that's probably more what the weirdness of it. It's definitely elvish make, but that you would probably guess that might be from the underbrush era, the shaded era, not era, areas of it where the shade elves dwell. The drow.
Yeah,
The spooky elves.
she'll explain that. He goes, oh, that's tanglewood. She'll explain all the elven stuff.
And most of you would have heard of the Dominion. Their main export is quite literally lumber, because the tanglewood grows at such a rate that they do have to cut it back, otherwise it will start growing. Well, it literally grows to the edges of the island. It doesn't like salt water, but this island spanning tree tangle, they export it as lumber. That is what most of the ships in the shallow ocean are made from, because not many forests to harvest on the
Here
ocean.
I thought you were about to say that there's just a continuously growing giant mangrove.
No, this
Keeps
is
getting bigger a little bit every year.
Nope.
That would be very convenient, though.
That's how you get Kashyyyks.
That's how you get the cheeks.
When the world is like 90% water, I don't know.
Well,
Too
you know,
much
a
water
massive-
kills plants. It drowns them.
Well, that's the thing. If enough plants grow, they suck up all that water into their trunks.
That's a
Man,
Adam.
that would be kind of funny and also unfortunate for the people who live on it. A planet that every so often it goes through an apocalypse, which renders it down to a single biome. It's like, oh yeah, one time the entire planet was covered in water, and another time it was Mad Max, and another time it was all trees.
That's
Trees?
You just described
I-
Athos.
yeah. Also,
What?
Final Fantasy 14.
That's
Yeah.
literally what happened in Dark Sun.
Ah.
And in Final Fantasy 14, one of the big reveals is there are other parallel worlds, and each time one of them is destroyed by a different element, it causes a cataclysm in the main world based on that elemental cataclysm.
Wow.
So there's the world has burned, the world has flooded, the world has been covered in like 100 years of darkness at one point. Things are messy.
Yeah, messy. That's
Watch out,
the word.
Rugor. Or it may happen to you.
But in this era, so rest of you, you're just taking your short rest because that was an event. I think you already took your short rest.
Rand went in during their short rest.
Yeah, so did Amon. But yeah, and Rand, as you're in there, you see this chamber. It's kind of partially caved in. It looks to because there is like dry, dead grass on the ground, like some plants. So it looks like this might have been outside at one point before being covered up by the hive structure.
Oh.
And
She gets out of the tunnel and like shakes her head and looks back. Wow,
Mom's
long
there.
tunnel. Feels like I've been in there a while.
Mons just puts a clawed fingertip to his lizard lips. Shh.
Sorry. Why are you whispering?
No, it's like
yeah.
you're gonna break the fourth wall.
I mean, I kind of do that already.
Yeah. So as you two kind of go into this little chamber, as you can see more of it, kind of off to the side, there's like a few pieces of rubble. Looks like some of it looks like it's been chewed on, partially melted, or maybe became part of some of the structure around you. But there is strangely a statue.
Oh.
Like
I'm gonna send Ventra back through the tunnel.
okay.
Actually,
the cave.
no, actually, because I might want to send her like into a hidey hole or something. If there's any more, so maybe not.
Okay. Yeah, because it's just this one chamber outside what looks to be the doorway into what would have the sealed door that would be into the ruins of this whatever this outpost was.
Yeah. What's the statue?
The statue is you and Amon see it. There is a strange half-broken statue of ancient stone. Humanoid yet alien with multiple limbs, most little more than stumps remaining. Carved to resemble a chitinous exoskeleton clad in decorative armor, the figure seems to be a mix of human and arthropod features. It seems to have once been decorated with what appears to be inset gems and polished glass, now most now missing, leaving empty sockets, while one of the remaining hands hold a dark ring on the finger. I will
Is
post
that
what it looks like.
Is that a Oh god. The bug people. Oh god.
I knew it. We're dealing with the Morlocks of
Oh god.
Oh god. What's their name?
the degenerated descendants.
Oh god. What are the bug people's names? Rand's recognized them before.
Striking.
Ring.
Thryking. Jeez. Is it a Thryking?
No.
No.
But if you want to do a history or an arcana check,
Please.
actually no, this would be a history or a religion.
Damn it! I'm not good at those. I can try
Wait,
though.
where is this statue? Okay,
Which is better?
this is
History is better. Can I guidance myself?
sure, since you're investigating something.
Okay, history,
Okay, so I posted
guidance.
inside the
goddamn!
Arc Trove.
26.
Well, damn.
Yeah,
Um,
goddamn.
Flipping through the book,
Ooh.
yeah, the monarch kind of looking at it as you do find what looks to be a sketch of a similar statue. Looks to be like another archaeologist excerpt. And it goes, there's just a little descriptor. Relesia. Relesia the Venom Blooded. A god of war of the now extinct Three King culture.
Oh.
Both hold on. I have notes. I should look at them for a reason.
Fine. Imagine looking at no.
Okay, yeah. Relesia. The Relesia of the Venom Blooded domains believed to have been war and agriculture.
Mars?
What is that?
That's a joke that only TT would get, and DZ.
Yeah.
The specifically, it makes a note. Agriculture may be needs there's a little asterisk because it says agriculture in the sense of animal husbandry, not to be confused with Myrmexia, the goddess and inventor of farming within Three Crane culture.
Oh. Oh wow,
And it's only because you rolled so high you get a little extra tidbit on another one, an associated.
Yeah. Wow, you're a god to a dead culture. Ugh. She'll walk up to the statue.
And do you have your
Her magic eye?
yeah. Oh wait, hold on.
Always.
Might have posted the wrong one. Let me make sure I put the right one up. For some reason, there's two of these pictures. No, okay. I'll just put it back in the thing. But when you go up to it, you have your detect magic up?
Yes.
Okay. The ring on its finger does have a magic ping to it.
She'll look at it and look back up like that at the face. I'm gonna check this rig out if that's not an insult to you. I don't know if you're even around anymore.
Mon's just watching curiously.
Sorry, your people are gone.
It's okay. Yeah, you're
Bye,
fine.
Get out of here, Fred. She'll put a hand on the statue for a second.
It's cold, the stone around it. But oddly, it's not chewed on at all. It just seems to be weathered with age.
Huh. I hope you're alive and not gone the way of some gods. And then she'll reach to the ring and carefully to not break the statue's finger, try and slide it off.
Yeah, it slides off fairly easily. It wasn't constructed to it. It almost looks like it might have been an offering at one point, like someone slipped it on.
Actually, I use my mage hand to just slide it off.
Yeah, it slides off easily enough.
And then drop it into my hand.
Yep. And it is a dark iron ring set with an onyx stone polished to resemble a multifaceted insect eye.
Oh. Huh. I'll have to identify this when I've got a second.
And it has... what does this... what is? Hold on, let me see. Yes, the magic for it would be transmutation, which
Oh,
either that or illusion.
interesting.
Well, yeah, it's kind of like a mix of transmutation and illusion.
Okay. After I, she pays her respects and she grabs the ring. She's gonna go look at the door.
Yeah, Mon was already over there looking at the door and kind of tried the wheel, didn't budge. I think, and he goes, I got it to wiggle a bit, but it's really rusted in it. I think me and Ioane might have to work on this one.
I don't know if Ioane can fit back here.
He'd have to suck it in a bit, but if he goes,
I hope he doesn't have claustrophobia.
if he goes lengthwise, maybe.
I hope he doesn't have claustrophobia.
He grew up on a goblin island.
Oh my god, that's true.
Everything is tiny.
She'll like.
Oh god, the trauma.
Is there any writing on the door?
No. It just looks to have been, just a nondescript door. There are no markings or anything on it. It does seem like it was maybe like you do see some caustics scoring on it, but not enough. It seemed that it was resistant enough against the acid that the on-kegs just aren't really bothered to go in. They seem more interested in casing up, just kind of. Well, Amon would kind of look at you and goes, "It's like they built the hive around the statue.
You think?
It's right next to the throne room."
Huh. Well, it's a god to. He was a god to the Thrakeen, who are bug people I've mentioned before.
Yeah, I think you showed the sketch of it to that group.
Yeah, maybe the Unkeg were like related to the Thrakeen.
It's Morlocks.
What did you say he was a god of?
Animal husbandry.
Maybe we should ask Conmo.
Yeah. Okay, Petra, go grab.
Bug guy. Behold, bug god.
And
go get Ranma and Ioane. And Ventra zips down.
Yep.
The pathway.
So, rest of you, what are you doing? Just chilling? I think by now you would have noticed that Rayan and Amon are gone without telling anybody, and Quiet Hearts kind of looking around nervously.
Mm-hmm.
But then, eventually, Ventra zips out of the crevice of the wall.
Does the hummingbird thing where they like their head like darts from one direction to another? Is this Monmo?
Conmo? Yes.
Oh, okay. Zips over. Pecks him slightly.
Oh, that's my
Then
like swats at it like a not like actually swats, but just like waves it like trying to get a mosquito to go away.
Yeah. Then zips over to Amon and pecks him. I mean Amon, goddammit, Ioane, and pecks him. Peck.
Mm-hmm.
And then zips back and just looks between the two of you.
Oh, figured they went that way.
And then flies back a little, and then looks back at you two expectantly.
Quiet Hearts gets up and starts following the bird.
Yep.
So we'll say, this would probably break short rest for people, but let's say you were able to get something. I can't remember if I said you guys took a short rest or not yet.
Ryan left during the short rest, so
yeah, this might break it for Ioane and Quiet Hearts then.
Quiet Hearts doesn't need to come along.
Well, Quiet Hearts, will go find Ryan, quite hard.
Fair.
Yeah. And I don't have. I don't really need a short rest either.
And Conroe looks to the others like, so are we supposed to follow the bird?
Zips back over to Rodmo. Pecks him.
Yeah.
Zips back.
Okay, jeez. Where's my helmet? And okay, so Conmo will follow.
Hanma, keep messing up his name. Yes. And then Ventra will lead the three to the tunnel.
Yeah, it's going to be a squeeze. Like, Oriver walks over, sees that, and goes, I might hang back here, have fun.
Then
He
Ventra
sees the cramped confines. Oh man.
zips back. Ventra zips back inside.
Yeah.
Like, how long would it take her to go through the tunnel?
Oh, not long. It's very short. It's not even like
Okay.
a tunnel, really. It's like a short passageway.
Okay, she zips down and then
It's
zips
just like
back, holding,
It's like a crevice
end of
through
it.
the wall that they built up.
and then zips back with a rope in her mouth and drops it by
That's a
Ioane.
strong little hummingbird.
It's just a rope, not the whole ass thing. It's like
Hempen
the end
rope
of a rope.
is heavy.
It's the end of a rope.
Well, I
Yeah,
know, but
and
it's
they
a magical
weigh
bird
several
too.
ounces.
Okay,
No,
I got. Let's see if Ventra. I'm gonna roll a
No,
strength
it's a
check
magical.
for Ventra.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Yeah, Quiet Hearts goes in and sees Venture trying valiantly, but just like scoot, like just above the ground, dragging the rope, and before Quiet Hearts grabs it and like reaches, like threads it the rest of the way back. So Ryoko and Kurono, what are you two doing as Quiet Heart slips in, getting caught a bit on the armor, but slips through no problem. Conmo would be the one with no problem.
Yeah.
Ioane, it's like there is a little bit of a Winnie the Pooh situation there for a moment, where Ioane gets kind of stuck trying to wiggle through it, but I'll say that
It's as if claustrophobia ties directly into his greatest trauma.
yeah, you want to just do an athletics or an acrobatics. One to try to, force your way through, or the other to wiggle your way through.
You will go.
I would say if you wanted to rage to get over the claustrophobia, you could have advantage.
No, I'll pass.
Okay, 13. Yeah, there is like a moment where you get most of the way through, but then you kind of get stuck, and it is, like I said, sort of a Winnie the Pooh situation where Amon and Quiet Hearts have to each take your hand on the other side and drag you the rest of the way through.
As soon as he's like clear, he's just gonna look down at them. It's just like, oh, you all invite me to the nicest places.
Yeah. It's very dark in here, by the way. Amon and Rayan didn't have a problem because they've got dark vision, but
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Ryan's not thinking about it, just walks up to him, so he just like suddenly hears Ryan's voice. Ah, Ioane.
Better be not any more shit that I have to fucking crawl through.
No, well, there's a door.
How
Okay.
big is the door?
Can you not see the door? Right? Oh, that's right.
Quiet Hearts have a cantrip that would be like a light.
I'm sure Ryan has torches, but let me check her.
Oh wait, being a let's see,
Being in an enclosed
being a
space.
celestial thing.
I'll just
I have light.
light a torch.
I have light. Don't light a torch in an enclosed space. Good lord.
Okay. Are you coming in
Especially
with
the
us?
cavern.
I'm not coming in with you. I'm casting light on a rock and like throwing it in there, and like I'm not coming in there.
Yeah. You want to, as you're going through, there's just like you feel something hit you in the butt and turn around and there's a glowing rock on the ground.
Very carefully bending over to pick it up.
So
I don't think
you
anybody
can
else
ask-
needs to come in there, but you need to see, so there you go.
It is getting a little cramped with people in there.
Have fun in the dirty hole, gang.
I mean, that's where you
What she
are.
said.
It's, at least there's more air circulation in that hole.
Okay, but
And
look.
it's actually fairly stagnant in here, honestly. But there is a doorway, and it would, you'd have to duck down, but it's, nothing dramatic. Like, it looks like it was perhaps made for humans, or going by Marician standards, perhaps Warforged, and they can get fairly tall. So it wouldn't be a problem for you to get through.
Yeah, she'll point it out and put up the opening mechanism. I'm pretty sure this goes to a Marician.
So
Okay.
Does not
You
wait
go
for
up.
an answer.
and you hear the creaking of metal, and it does jolt a part of the way, but then it seems the rush seems to be set in. You almost got it, and then Amon's just like, "Oh, here, let me help." And he goes to the other one. He goes 1, 2, 3, and he'll give you advantage for the next one. It will be slightly higher because it didn't succeed on this one, but you were just on the cusp of it.
Radio.
So you have advantage with Amon giving you help, since he does have the gauntlets of ogre power.
And maybe some guidance, Rayan.
Yes.
No, wait, I don't think that. I don't know. I don't know how
That
guidance
should
works,
work.
actually.
Yeah.
Never mind.
damn.
Oh my god.
Roll a d4 just for fun.
Yes.
Almost a 30. But yeah, you're very... With Amon's help, it really is like, it's like, you loosened up the pickle jar for me kind of vibe, as it just very easily just breaks through the next resistance, and it spins on its wheel, and you're able to step back and haul it open. There is like a hiss of stagnant air,
Oh god.
kind of similar to when you found the other, the
Guy.
the locker room, yeah, with the guy, but not. You don't get that smell of old decay. It
Good.
just is like dead air that's been sitting sealed away for however long.
Well, before we go in, Conmo.
You turn around and he's standing there staring up at the statue.
Yeah, that's why I got your attention. She'll rush over. This is a war
Charlesia.
and what?
Charlesia.
You know his name?
Well, I assume the bug guy would know about bugs.
Yes,
Although
he's
this is
a three-crane god.
You know what a
One of the-
three-crane?
And
Bug guy.
he looks to you and just kind of nods sort of to Ioane. He goes, historically, halflings and three-crane, we worked together quite a bit before the deluge, from what I can remember. And at least the way I was taught, it was through Religia's teachings and Myrmexia, that we were able to, tame and farm the insects, such as onkegs or the banded flies.
So my thought that this place is that the Ankeg were here because of this might be onto something.
I mean, I didn't really consider myself too religious. I just knew about them, and knew to offer thanks as just kind of part of the job. But kind of looks around, as if like trying to see past the walls to see the larger hive. I would really think you're onto something then.
So do you think it has something to do with that? And she points at the now open door.
Kind of shrugs. Maybe.
Okay.
Maricians like to gather stuff up. Might have been something they found and maybe just left behind when they left.
Maybe. She'll walk over to the open door. Just keep an eye on me, okay? Just keep an eye out.
No. Amon's already proceeded inside.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, it's not so fun from when shoes on the other foot, huh?
Hey,
When the flipper's on the other foot.
I barely got touched in that whole fight, so I'm fine. You two are right up in the Unkeg's faces.
You hear Amon further in going, "You're tempting things."
She'll rush after him.
Yeah, I was just referring
Quiet
to the
Hearts
fact
kind
of,
of exchanges looks with Ioane.
yeah, I was just referring to the whole fact of running off into the darkness just by on your own lonesome, but apparently that went over her head.
Oh, I got it. Don't worry. As Quiet Hearts follows.
Unfortunately, nothing goes over my head. I'm too tall.
I can't remember. Yeah, there would be like a laugh from Quiet Hearts. I think that would be something that would get them to laugh. But so into the chamber, it does seem kind of similar to like the other Maricine outposts you've seen, and just kind of like architectural design. But parts of it seem to have collapsed in. It's what parts that would have been exposed to the outside. You see the Onkeg have done their part to partially seal it, or seal it with their hive construction. That weird composite of wood, stone, and bone, you would have to guess, and spit. But
Stone and bone.
The chamber is fairly large. As you see, it looks to might have been like a garage. As Amon points at what looks to be a mechanical hammerhead shark in like disarray, not like torn apart, but just like parts of it dismantled, laying there, and it goes, "That's a fucking skimmer."
A skimmer?
Yeah, you know the floating turtle? Skimmers are the fast moving version. They float.
Oh.
Some of them have weaponry.
Oh, that'd be useful for, well, if it's even possible to get that out of here, that could be useful for, gearing up.
Yeah, if Kamno is just like, oh yeah, if that artificer back in town can fix that up like he did the turtle.
Yeah. Like, if we need to, we could take some of the turtle's parts even, because that's already, built and served its purpose.
So, if anyone would like to do investigation of this area.
Please. Hey, Ioane.
Yeah.
Are you any good at investigation?
Oh.
Fuck. I have a one. You're not in here, TT!
I mean, did Ryoko
Maybe I stuck it behind you. You don't know.
It's that you said you weren't going in the dirty hole.
That's true, but I still want to roll.
If you want to do a retroactive stealth check, go ahead. If you did,
I do actually. I think that would be funny.
Yeah. So
I'm standing outside this hole and watching. Sorry about that.
Yeah, Quiet Hearts nodded at you when you walked in because I think he would have noticed you. Well, you did that. You're doing investigation, not perception.
This was to see Ryoko.
Well, you're not actively trying to perceive. This was against your passive.
Come on!
You're passive, yeah. You're passive, motherfucker.
I am sorry. It's just,
No!
You knew I wasn't going in the dirty hole. You had no reason to look.
God damn it!
Nobody expects Ryoko in the dirty hole.
No, I think that would be the most likely place to find Ryoko.
Dirty Hole is a dive bar somewhere that Ryoko probably did stop at some time.
Can you give me aid, Yuane?
That does sound like a dive bar.
You want aid to perceive Ryoko.
That,
No, to investigate this place.
no, oh god, the Dirty Hole. That's where they serve bilge gin.
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
bilge
Yeah,
gin
there needs to be a
showed
bar
up when
that
I
is literally.
typoed bilge fin.
I don't
There
even
needs to
like
be
my
a
sound of it.
bar named some dirty hole in the wall. That is literally what it says on the sign.
I really don't
Yeah,
like knowing
bilge
that
gin
bilge
is
gin
what the bilge gin is what the elderly sailors dare the young sailors to drink.
I don't even like knowing that that's an alcohol that they make.
Who says it's alcohol?
So you're rolling, Amon and Twin Hearts would help.
Oh yeah, cause somebody help me.
Yeah, sure. I mean, everyone just has a. Yeah, that's the same. Wow.
Oh my god!
Well, 20 really wanted you to have that 20.
Oh my god! Thank you, Roll20.
But what's funny,
Appreciate
Twin
you.
Hearts and Amon both have ones in the investigation, so.
Just to see, aw.
That's very funny.
22. But yeah, natural 20.
Okay.
What the fuck?
Since there were two 21s,
I got a 22.
Okay. you. Oh, wait. Jeez. For some reason, I was not on the same tab that I had planned. I was like, where did it go? Where did I put it? Sorry.
It happens, you're good.
This is just like, oh, come on, people. Okay. So inside, you do see the hammerhead shark skimmer. Looks to be in repair. But with the investigation, you would notice, Rain, as you looked, since you were the one who did the extraction of the cores the last time,
Oh.
you do see that there is a core inside. You're not sure if it's active or if it just needs like a jump start or something, but it doesn't look to be damaged when you're looking inside it. It looks like maybe there were other mechanical, reasons it was being repaired. And just because of how long it's been sitting, it will probably need some, just maintenance to get back and fixing. But with that high of investigation, just scanning it and seeing the previous automatons, it doesn't look, unrepairable. It doesn't look unsalvageable.
Okay.
But as you and Ryoko are walking or looking around, you do find, Ryoko, what looks to be a crate that would normally be locked, but there isn't a padlock, and you open it up, and there is what looks to be. It's strange. They are like these glass cubes. Sort of like the tile block, the glass blocks that people use in their bathrooms. You know what? This is weird. But there's like this glass block, and inside it you see what looks to be a metal inside it. Like this glass cube was used to cast whatever metal was poured inside it.
Huh.
But it's cushioned in there with like now very old and decayed like straw and packing stuff to make sure the glass wasn't jostled and stuff. It looks to be like 5 pounds, like when you pick it up. It'll be about like 5 pounds or so. Oddly light for how large it is. Like, feels like the metal is very light. But you also, between the two of you, find what looks to be like a table where there is like a workshop table where you find in various states of disrepair, all of them broken, but you find 5 broken rifles.
Oh.
But then you also find in a in like a weapons locker, Ryoko. Well, it looks to be
Mhm.
10 Marasian well, it'd be 10 total. It's like 5 heavy and 5 light crossbows. They are crossbows that retain their long distance underwater,
Ooh.
which Amon actually has a variant of, but his has been modified by pirates. That Raiders crossbow.
Mhm.
These are just
Oh.
the mundane version of those.
You could probably get these fixed and take them up above.
Yeah,
Or,
the
well,
crossbow
not in that.
good condition. They just look to need new strings and maybe some cleaning and maintenance. But the crossbows look to be in good condition. The rifles are in various states of dismantling and breaking. Like you see some cracked barrels and stuff. So those will need some more serious attention to get working. But also, there is a cannon, a very simple, mundane cannon, but still there is a cannon that it is
Ooh.
just the barrel. It is missing a frame, but there is a barrel. So you have one cannon barrel. And
Yeah.
then near the back, Rayan, you find another doorway, but this one is a larger kind of vault that seems to have been maintained well, because it seems most of the room has crumbled in and just the Ankh built over whatever the rest of this outpost was, and it's just this garage seemed to have maintained some structural integrity around this smaller vault door. This one is locked.
Oh. Like, locked how?
It's like a safe door. But there's like
So,
a wheel that you have to turn and like a combination lock and a key.
Gotcha.
Keyhole.
Yeah, there ain't no forcing that open.
I mean, it's been here for how long? Probably possible to break it.
Quiet Hearts has his hammer, or their hammer.
Let's not jump right to that immediately. I'm gonna. Let's look around for a key or notes that could have you know.
You think there's just gonna be a handy little note somewhere that says, "Spin me like 2 times left and then right"?
She holds up her book.
That's different.
How so?
I thought you were like implying that they just conveniently left a note around. You have a magic book. That's different.
I mean, it's we don't know the state in which they left. It's entirely possible that they left behind notes for themselves to get into here because they weren't sure if they would be able to. I don't know. It makes sense to me.
Oh, by the way, what I posted is what the hammerhead would look like in fully intact.
Awesome. And she
It is straight up just the Atlantis flying vehicles.
good. And she looks embarrassed and kind of looks away from Ioane.
And when you
Well,
look
typically
away,
when you have a big
Ryoko's
vault
standing
door.
right there.
Who is?
Ryoko.
Having fun on the dirty hole?
Ryoko, what the fuck?
Oh, did you not want me here? I can leave.
I'm glad you're here, but oh my god!
Well, yeah, as a matter of fact, we have a big door.
Well, I'm
Yeah,
not really
but
much help of those, but I'll
Oh.
try. And she.
Speaking of doors. There is actually another very large door, but it is the door which seemed to open up one wall outside from this garage. And looking at it, it looks like it's been overgrown by the enclave construction.
Okay.
Well, that's handy because I was definitely not carrying that shock through that fucking hole.
I'm gonna be able to get I'm not. Can we get this one open?
I know. You think? Yeah, Cosmo, didn't you think you could convince the bugs to undo their hard work?
I mean, once I could get mine to do it. Actually, As he kind of starts looking at it, he goes, "If this isn't too far out from the outside, we might be able to go outside and like find where it connects and break it out." Or you just, oh wait, can you just pull the? It's like a rolling. He goes, "Can you just pull it off its hinges and pull it in, and then maybe we can break through the stone?" Because the garage door, it's like a one of those rolling garage doors that like folds up into the ceiling when it lifts up.
Well, look, I'm really flattered by the belief that how strong I am, but you got like if we're breaking through like actual rock, I don't imagine you got a pickaxe like or something stored away in your bag.
You
might
but
actually.
your dragon friend has a nice big club. Corona and
one thing at a
Oravir
time,
are
then.
just chilling out in the bug room.
I'm standing here so nothing traps them in the tiny hole.
The dirty hole.
The dirty tiny
Are
hole.
there? Yeah. What are the Ankegs acting like?
They are seeming to keep their distance. They're dragging away some of the bodies, but Kama would have said, actually, you know what, Ioane, Kama would have made you drag the king and queen back into the chamber. He wants to harvest those and some of the others back in. So you and Oravir kind of made like a little barrier of bodies to be harvested. But they are
morbid.
From the outside, Oravir and Corona, you'd be able to tell they've mostly calmed down. There's still like this state of anxiety that you can tell they're more twitchy and moving faster than they were when you were descending in peace.
They seem to be okay.
Yeah, they're just kind of slightly agitated. They don't look like they're going to like resurge and attack you, but they just seem, like post ant hive getting kicked. And then the calming down stages of it, which is kind of quite literally what happened.
Yeah.
But so Ryoko, this vault door. Want to try to crack it?
Let's see if we can. Hey!
You've seen this kind of Marasian vault door that's been out of style for like 50 years. There have been improvements on its design, and you're just like, oh, I think I might have practiced with something like this. And as the rest of you are contemplating the door, you hear a creaky hinge as you turn around, and Ryoko's like having to use her full body weight to swing this thing open. It's not, not a big vault door, but it's still, vault doors are heavy and there's a lot of rust on it. Yeah, and that's 3 natural 20s in almost the last in a row. That is 20s in a row.
It's making up for lost time.
We're gonna have shitty rolls the rest of the night. I'm sorry.
Well, let's see. Since joining the thing, Corrado had a natural. I had a natural 20. Brine, 2 natural 20s in a row, and then a 5th one.
Yeah, we're gonna have shitty luck the rest of the night, guys.
We're gonna die.
Or it's just gonna keep going forever.
We're gonna die.
Like Vegas.
It's 1979, and Disco's never gonna die.
This is fine.
it's just that line from the Exandria Calamity just lives in my head of Brennan yelling that when they're like, "Dude, this is an apocalypse thing. Stop being so chill." But so
Yes.
you crank you crack it open, and it seems to be a small little vault.
Okay, that works too. I'm gonna magic eye on. I'm gonna peek inside.
And inside, it seems to be fairly empty. It might have, like the other place, probably stripped before it was, left behind, before the outpost was abandoned. You do find what Ryoko, you probably the first ones to see him. You do see like a few scattered pieces of old Marasian coinage, like sea gilt, the Ammonites gilded in the Marasite ore, which would be about like total of like 15 goldish. You can scoop it up. It just seems like pieces that got left behind.
Oh,
Um,
you like
Yes.
this stuff, Ryoko, right?
Yeah, absolutely worthless stuff. I love to collect. Thank you, and I immediately take it.
I mean, you explained to me the concept of buying things, so like I don't know why
Not
you're.
very well. Not very well. So thank you.
and
I,
Rand, as you're looking around, really the only thing left in this little chamber besides like the few scattered coinage and a few bits of like decayed paper that are so old it's like you pick them up and they crumble to dust.
no.
But it was just like scraps of like whatever had been here. Ryoko, you would probably guess this was like literally like where they kept payroll or important like files or like paperwork for the outpost here, but it all either got burned or taken with them. But there is like a small little pedestal that is kind of tucked in the back.
Oh.
Heavy stone lined in seams, and there is like a socket near the top. Where the
I pull
pedestal
out
would be
that
like waist height for a human.
I pull out that funky stone that I found out needed to be like charged.
And when you look at it, it does look to be like a key that would fit into this socket.
Oh, cool! And she puts it in.
Okay, you just slam it in there, and it's Ryoko. You kind of, it's like maybe you flinch expecting like an explosion as she just clangs it in there, and there's that loud clack of stone on stone. Nothing happens after a few seconds, and then you like kind of the tension releases, and maybe Ray, and you're just like, oh,
Aww.
weird.
This
But
was
then,
supposed
as
like
you're watching, you see the seams, these grooves that are carved in both the stone pedestal and this device, this key, slowly illuminate with like pale white light, as if like the stone is translucent. Which you remember, it sort of is. The stone is weird. It's almost translucent with these strange flecks of just like reflective grit within it, and as there's this like internal light that seems to pulse up from the base of this little pedestal up towards this key or whatever it is. You see the little reflections. It's almost like glitter is within this strange translucent stone, but after a minute or so the glowing dies down, and then it goes inert and still, not still, but just no more reaction. And yeah, the glow kind of persists a bit through the seams of the device that you've been carrying around, and before it too seems to fade.
she'll So what did that look like to my magic eyes?
Abjuration, evocation a little bit, just like you did get that sense of seeing the energy moving up from the bottom up towards it and kind of focusing into it. It really did it did seem to be empowering it in some way, or at least directing power towards it.
All right. She'll pick the the stone back up.
And when you pull it out of the slot, it has changed slightly in shape.
Oh.
As if these pieces have shifted along the grooves. Almost like this thing is a puzzle box. Or like solid puzzle box. But now there's like a slight flange to these pieces that are twisting. Not completely out of place, but still it's like looks like partially formed of whatever shape it was, on its way towards. And there is like a faint warmth to it, like you picked up a stone out of the sunlight. There's like a slight warmth to it, but that quickly fades as you're handling it.
Oh, this is
Ah,
interesting.
great. Now we have the fucking lament configuration.
Look, that was my initial reaction to puzzle box.
We have such sights to show you, Rayan.
But I'm the thing that comes out of the puzzle box.
Remember, you also have a puzzle box that was found in the Abolethar that still needs to be opened.
Oh god, yeah.
It's just a very difficult lock that Ryoko only tried once.
We have such sights to show you. We'll show you this universe where you're a marketable plushie.
A Wendy Wend.
Oh my god,
No.
yeah. I have made this joke many times, but the Lords in Black are what Rayan would be if she had like the same epiphany, but was evil.
Yeah. I told TT about this tangent time, but in that Project Zomboid game I've talked about, where it's like zombie apocalypse happening in Kentucky and you're trying to survive, blah blah blah. You can turn on the radio and on TV, and there's a commercial for a teddy bear called Took's Bear, and I swear the same way the commercial is written, it's got to be a squiggly or reference, because the commercial is almost exactly the same word for word, like straight down. It's like, you know what you love best about him? That's right, it's $49.99 price tag or whatever, however they say it in the show. But anyways, so yeah, you've impaired this key. It seems like it's shifted somewhat into a new configuration. And you do recall from the notes of the curator that you found this on. And actually, you would have a little light source in the Coin of Delving. I forgot about that. That you found on him. It's like tied up in a little necklace.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
But you could either use that as a necklace, or you could tie it around your head as a headband, as like a little forehead flashlight.
Did I take that? I don't think I took that.
I think you did.
But I can see in the dark.
Yeah, but you know how Rayan is with their magical items.
Shiny.
Gimme.
She's offered magic things to people. The only thing she has not
teasing.
The only thing that she has not been like, hey, you want this? Is the thing that could seal her away.
Oh yeah, they are.
Yeah, maybe give it to somebody else. That way you don't sit wrong and then suddenly.
Yeah, that's awful. Well, you have to get the seal off it without someone dying. I mean, you could just be like, hey, buddy, can you open this seal for me real quick? And let them deal with the consequences and pick up the flask when they're smoking.
They break the seal and get horribly inverted.
Yeah, then you can just pick up the flask.
Sweet!
Aren't you glad we aren't a fucking evil party? It's like, this shit's easy.
What's that post, or that tweet where it's like, it's perfectly ethical to pawn off cursed items onto babies they don't know?
Oh my god.
But, so,
yeah,
you've raided the vault, you found pretty much all the loot in here. Just trying to find a way out.
Door.
Yeah. Let's go to the other door that seems like Yuana could probably punch through.
So, I will say between you, Amon, and Quiet Hearts, you would definitely have advantage if you want to try athleticsing or just kind of try to rip your way through.
Oh boy.
Because Quiet Hearts would be using the Warhammer 16. Okay, so you do manage, between the three of you, manage to pry out the metal garage door and kind of pile this old, rusted and corroded metal off to the side. A lot of it's been, like, the metal is actually fairly easy to pull apart because it's been partially corroded from the acid spit of when they got covered. But the stone is a different matter. That will require a more thorough attempt.
Yeah.
All right. I will. Let's see. I will acid the stone. I will splash the stone with acid.
Oh, that might
Acid
take a
splash.
while.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right,
it's a cantrip, so that will take a while.
yeah,
Doing
but
acid
like,
and getting stoned.
yeah, it'll take a while, but like, it's fine.
Acid, stone, or rock is my favorite genre.
As she's just splashing with acid, she'll look at up at Yuane. Go. I think that's everything in here. Maybe go check with the others.
Okay.
Oh, also, Yoko, did you find anything?
Actually, maybe. Why don't you send somebody else? I don't want to squeeze back through that way again.
That's fair.
If I'm
Music's
leaving this
coming through.
place, I'm
Okay.
leaving out through a proper door.
Which is this eventually? Ryoko.
Go over what I found again?
You found that weird like stone inside of a.
Oh yeah, you found a glass block that seemed to have a oddly light metal poured into it.
Energon cube?
I got whatever this weird shit is.
Cool. Is it magical?
Mm.
It's not giving off an aura, but it's kind of that weird, like, well, you can't really tell through the glass.
Okay.
There's no like powerful aura radiating off it. It's not like magic plutonium
Well, once I'm done,
or just
splash.
regular plutonium, I guess.
Once I'm done, splash. Nothing promised. Splash. Stone. I can take some time to identify that, along with what was the other thing I wanted to identify? Oh yeah, this ring and the stone. Now that I've got it slightly charged.
And you don't know it, but there is an axe.
And yeah, I don't know it. And I don't know it, but there's also an axe.
Oh yeah, Quiet Hearts would just say that. We also found an axe. The Ankh were chewing on it.
What? So it's garbage then, right?
No, they were. Convo goes. They were drinking the acid it was leaking. Weird.
That is very weird.
And then Carmo goes back to, squeezes through, and Corona, you see him pop out and goes, "Hey, big guy, we might need your help." And Oravir sighs and looks at the hall and goes, okay. And Corona, you and Carmo are the only ones who really see it, as Oravir flexes out his wings for a moment, does like a little flap, not enough to like take off, but then they just seem to shrink back into his body with a strained grunt. And then he goes over and starts looking at it, and he goes, "Step back."
Okay.
And no, Kuroto and Kamo both step back as he takes his Kanabo. Shouldn't be so many bats on this ambience.
What bats?
But
I love them.
The Ankegs farmed the bats, obviously.
But the nymphs are squeaking.
Oh.
So he's just going to just take a couple turns, smack in, and yeah, he's rolling well enough that eventually cracks open a hole wide enough where he can squeeze himself through. And you would definitely have a much easier time squeezing through there. Still be a tight fit, but you probably wouldn't get stuck like you did.
Oh, good.
It was fairly loud in Corona. You and Orver kind of pause and look back, but thankfully it seems the Ankh weren't really too disturbed by that commotion, and eventually Orovir shows back up in the joins you in the garage. Is that a statue I just passed?
Oh yeah, it's to Thrykean God. Do you know what
I wonder if
Thrykean
that has
are?
something to do with the bugs. Anyways,
They were a bug people. They
no,
did not
I've heard of
survive.
Thrycrane. It's just
Oh.
didn't recognize the statue.
Yeah, it was their god of war and animal husbandry.
He likes to combo. As Conro's kind of like wandering around, inspecting things, picking things up, and he goes, "Yeah, that would track, I guess." But all right, so
Hey.
there's something I have to break.
Yeah. See, this wall should lead to outside, but there's this stone here that's still in the way that I've been chipping my way through. You could probably melt through it faster.
Yeah, okay. Everyone stand back a bit.
Okay.
And there was your acid was making a little bit of progress, but you'd probably be there all night or the rest of the day and through the next day because it's a cantrip, and
it really is just a splash, just finger flick.
Well, it's still enough to deal damage. It was enough to finish off those trolls, but it's against structure. It's not as effective as flesh.
Yeah,
But
because rock typically does not feel pain.
Orovir looks at it, kind of glances back at the rest of you, and then step back a little bit further. Actually, kind of gestures to you, just kind of like, okay. As he inhales, and then you see almost vaguely Toad-like his throat seems to swell before he sprays this powerful stream. Let's see how much damage. Oh, okay. The stream hits the stone, and it's. You ever see someone drops like something really hot onto styrofoam, and then it just starts melting through it?
Maybe.
Kind of like that, where just this acid stream, this focus stream, just almost burrows a hole through it, and for a good 6 seconds, as he sprays this acid before just kind of staggering back, catching his breath, wiping his non-lips with the back of his hand, and goes, "Oh, there's daylight."
Yeah.
And there is like a little glimpse of daylight through this hole he's bored through. Almost a perfect hole, and melted around slightly down where the acid had splashed down.
I'm going to use Eldritch Blast, Crush, whatever, to try and just chip away at the hole and make it bigger around.
Okay, then for that, you want to, Orovir looks to you and he goes, "Should be easier for us to break through it," as he has his cannibal. Then there's just that crunch as Rayan starts doing it. He goes, "Okay, I guess it's a team effort then." So, Amon, you would have advantage again.
You want it?
Athletics. That's what I meant.
I do, don't worry.
Vowels. Lots of vowels. You vowel guy.
Vowel Man! It's Vowel Man!
It is a lower DC, but still, you were close, but not quite as Orovir, and you are just. Are you just punching it and kicking it?
I don't know.
Actually, Quiet Hearts would hand over the hammer.
This will work better.
Because Orovir is also swinging that heavy metal Kanabo or Tetsubo. So, yeah, let me have Orovir roll.
Should I roll my Eldritch Blast?
Yeah, they also rolled a 17. Wait, no, they have athletics.
I realized a much better pun.
Wow. What? 3 17s in a row.
Fuck. Should I roll my Eldritch Crush?
Do an attack. I was just going to say do a spell casting. But I mean, 21. Okay. Those would hit the.
Also, I realized a better name for this: Eldritch Smash.
Okay. So go ahead, roll damage.
Eat.
Okay.
Not bad.
So you did break 15 damage, which was the little threshold I was giving for it. So
Cool.
between Ioane and wielding Quiet Heart's hammer and Orovir smacking it with his hammer as as you're trying to pry open this wall through the pinhole he sprayed through it with the acid breath, eventually the stone starts to break away, and Conmo kind of like winces, hoping that the hive doesn't start like collapsing in, but it's a very sturdy construction, as you've discovered trying to break down this wall. But eventually it does open up out into the base of the little Spire Mountain, into like a it would be clear, because I did say previously the Anke kind of clear cut most of the trees from around the base of it. So you're able to step out into the sunlight.
Oh, wow.
And Conmo's like, oh, with those doors working, this would make a perfect way to get in very quickly to the royal chamber, the egg chamber, without having to traverse through the entire hive. Oh, this is perfect.
Yay. Yay.
I am so glad we found this after all of this. She says from outside.
I didn't mean for it to be like a Skyrim dungeon having an exit right to the beginning, outside, but it works.
I'm choosing to believe that's Conmo saying that.
Well, I sure hope that the garage door wouldn't open up to yet more rock. Yet more rock. Yet more rock. It's like, man, this is a shitty garage. How'd you get this in here?
But yeah, you have completed the Ankeg encounter.
Woo!
And Conmo just kind of looks to the rest of you and he goes, well, thank you all so much. No way I could have done all that without you.
You're welcome. So, are you gonna help, arm up the village now that you have access to all this?
Oh, I mean, if I can get some of your help harvesting some of the exoskeletons before they go bad, start rotting, that would be a big help, and I would be able to, I wouldn't be able to, make them too quickly. There's like a process to them, but I could be able to get, a couple, some breastplates out of the least of it, some bracers and, greaves, at least give the people some protection.
Yeah. Oh, you heard we told you what was coming, right? We did that, right?
Yeah. And Amon goes, because I talked with Gray, Amon goes, oh, and I can probably make some arrows out of some of the exoskeleton.
That is also a good idea.
Because Amon, that was one of the things he was going to do, is on his downtime start making arrows, since he has the Fletcher's proficiency.
Nice.
Alright, let's get to it then.
So,
are you okay, Johnny?
Yeah? I had to squeeze through a tiny hole. I'm slightly acid burned.
yeah, sorry, that's just something that happens, and Conno lifts up his hands. I don't remember what my fingerprints looked like.
Oh my god!
Oh, man.
Oh, Ray
You were thankfully still have your fingerprints because you were smacking things with your fists, so not like
Rain will go over and take you on his hand and pat it.
The big hand and your smaller ones.
Yes. Hey, why don't we head back to the village and get you some rest?
I think everybody deserves some rest, but gonna help Khan move first.
I mean,
Yeah. Oh. And Kamo, he goes, chimes in, he goes, I'll be honest, I can make, it'll take me longer than probably we have before the pirates attack, but I could make some really, something really special out of the, either the king or queen, maybe both.
oh,
Looks to Quiet Hearts. Might be able to make you, a new set of, odd cake king armor or something. Or he goes, or other stuff. Mandibles can make a good weapon. I'll see what I can whip up for
Yeah.
them.
yeah.
Let's not put the
Well, I'm not sure if the cart before the horse would not exist in this setting anymore.
You don't know what a horse is.
Yeah, we don't know what
Well,
horses are.
Well, there are horses.
I'm pretty sure we had a
you
whole...
wouldn't know you would know not to put the Capricorn before the boat.
Seahorse.
Before the Capricorn.
I believe we've had a whole conversation in game about Ryan knowing what a horse is, but nobody else did, and she made she made an illusion
Remember
of it, and it was
Morass?
terrifying.
Don't put the
Morass-
cargo before the tugboat.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
But horses are vaguely known of because nightmares were very common in the Ruby Empire. Just like how there aren't many wolves or dogs around. I mean, there's dogs, but wolves aren't really a thing anymore. But there are hellhounds.
Mm-hmm.
So
Corona-
is a woofus just a kind of hellhound?
A what?
A woofus?
What's a woofus?
It's a dog.
Oh.
It's just a silly thing you call it a dog. A woofus.
Oh.
Somewhere
I've
out there,
never
there's a
heard that one.
tiefling
Sorry.
trying to breed hellhounds into being a normal dog again.
There's still dogs around because they're just not as common. Cats are still definitely around.
Oh yeah, good luck with getting rid of cats. You
The,
will not.
They will outfuck
Oh.
you.
So just to wrap up here, you can take your rest to finally complete your short rest if any of you need it to get spell slots back or healing. You will be going back to the village, I assume.
Yeah, I'm going to identify all these things.
Okay, and while you're identifying, did you want to try harvesting some rolls?
Yep.
Okay, just with Conmos help, so you get advantage. Do the hunters gather, just roll 3 times. Ooh,
Got me carving
Damn.
knife.
nice. So yeah, with the help of you, with Conmo's guidance and actually Orovir providing some assistance since he's not really bothered by acid, you do borrow the gloves, the gauntlets of ogre power from your Amon, because your bracers don't actually protect your hands. So, you're able to extract quite a. I'm not gonna say exactly how much because I don't want to do math right now. But you secure quite a bit of exoskeleton in very good state. Minus the parts that were damaged in combat. But you are also able to extract quite a bit with Conmo's help and secure them. Quite a bit of their acid sacs that hadn't been ruptured or expelled during the fight. So there's a good stockpile of exoskeleton, Onkeg acid to be harvested, and you also get the remains of the Onkeg king and queen for him to use for himself, for Conmo to turn into something later on. So between the three of you harvest quite a large amount of material and kind of stash it in the little garage area rather than the throne room. So, the cleaner on Kig don't carry them off, for disposal. But yeah, those are some really good rolls. Now, Ryan.
Yes.
Oh, Ryoko, that's naughty. Just like the
What?
chat.
Like the rest of that conversation about tiny holes wasn't naughty.
Yeah, but this one is.
It's pretty blatant, but
So,
Wow, TT.
looking at
How perfectly in character for you.
looking at the axe is called a Festerwood Logger, and I will share what it is.
That's a name.
Everyone. This axe is a favorite among drow lumberjacks from the depths of the Selenar Dominion. The axe is made entirely of the magically hardened festerwood and sharpened to a menacing edge. The weapon's glimmering yellow pustules leach acid with each attack, causing targets hit by the weapon to take an extra 1d4 acid damage with each strike. The acid damage is maximized if the target is a plant, creature, non-magical plant, or an object made of wood.
Oh.
Which festerwood is the blighted tanglewood near the roots. It is blighted through a ancient curse, but the elves and ettercaps have lived there for so long, they have managed to work around it and actually turn the curse to their use in certain ways, but while still dealing with the problem of it. But yeah, you get a nice little hand axe that does an extra 1d for acid damage.
Cool. Hey, Anna.
Yeah.
This axe might be something you could get good use out of. It's mostly a normal axe, but it hits with acid when you hit things, and if it's a plant or something, it hits harder.
I was like, oh, that's probably why the nymphs were licking it. It's probably like candy to them.
God, that is too cute. Oh my god.
Yeah, but they were literally not nursing on it, but like chewing on it.
Nibble.
God, you have no idea how hard it is to not have had Ryan just go fucking
Grab one.
grab a baby and never ever let it go. The desire is so strong.
So,
She's
what were the
I
other
mean,
items
such a
besides
big
the ring?
girl. What?
Is there another item besides the ring you were looking at? I can't remember.
Yeah, I wanted to see if I could identify the key now.
The key, when you identify it, still registers as what it was. But
I've never
now
identified
there
it
is
before.
now there. I'm pretty sure you tried.
No, because I only got identified fairly
Oh.
recently.
Well, identify, when you use it on this item, you learn that it is. What was the name? Oh, it is a Nexus Vault key.
Oh.
And from what you gather from the identify, it just says once fully empowered, it can open the appropriate Nexus vault. Not much information on that beyond that. But you would guess it's probably like with that identify and just inspecting it, do an Arcana check just to like
All
inspect it a
right.
bit. This isn't like going into the book and stuff. This is just inspecting. Okay. You would guess that it's about a third full.
Okay.
Or third of the required power it would need.
Okay.
But that's it for that. And the ring. Go to that one. Yeah, it's one of the ones I haven't shown yet. It is called a Ring of Shadow Sight.
Oh.
This dark iron ring set with an onyx stone polished to resemble a multifaceted insect eye grants the wearer the benefits of dark vision up to 60 feet that can see through magical darkness effects. If the wearer already has this dark vision, it doubles. If it already has dark vision, it doubles the range to a maximum of 120 feet.
Woof.
It's kind of the Devil's Sight invocation in a ring.
Hey, you want a?
Yeah.
Oh wait, shit! It's missing a. I forgot I added this like way before I did the final version. It also does a. Hold on, let me edit it. I forgot this. It adds a +2 to stealth checks in dim light or darkness.
Oh.
Was that you, TT?
That was me.
Give it to the rogue.
Yeah, no, yeah. With that
I mean, I could see farther and be really good at stealth.
Yeah, with that knowledge, she does not go up to Yuade. She'll
Okay.
go and
Updated.
Yeah,
I forgot about that little.
I wanted to identify the thing Ryoko found if I could. I mean,
Which
it
thing
might
did she
fail.
find?
The cube.
Yeah.
Oh.
It might fail, but I want to try.
So hold on, let me see what identify does on mostly mundane things. Let me see. It specifically says stuff about magic.
Yes, if it's mostly mundane, it's gonna fail.
Yeah, it's there. It's not like an enchanted item or material. You can try an Arcana, or actually, this would be open to pretty much anyone. If anyone wants to do like a history or an Arcana check. Bloop. What is with these rolls? People are gonna like.
Hey, no.
I'm just saying. Roll 20 is going to make you all run out sometime, and I'm scared for you all.
I had to make Rayan good at Arcana and some intelligence stuff.
No, I'm not. I wasn't saying hey at you for that. I'm just like.
No,
hey.
I'm just saying. I like that good roll is because I have to be because I am.
I'm just saying you don't have to be defensive, but I said that.
No, I'm not being defensive. I'm just trying to be silly because like nobody else is good at brain things. I had to.
Okay, flipping open the book. Does anyone else want to try? Just for fun.
Yeah.
Because it is something that would be not unheard of. Oh, let's see if we're available. Yeah. 19. Okay. Yeah, it wouldn't be too hard to find out to recognize this after you've kind of looked at it and like pulled it into the light better. This is caverite, and you would learn looking through your book that caverite is an alloy that, when charged with energy, be it mundane or arcane, produces a levitating effect or creates a reverse gravity type of effect where, proportional to the energy put into it, the alloy will, as you learn through this little snippet of it, turns to a liquid state but retains its shape and within a container and provides lift. And you would know that this is what a lot of Marasite technology relies on for hover technology.
As a fan of H.G. Wells, well done.
Yep. I've been waiting for that reveal of what
Applaud.
So yes, you have a block of caverite, about 5 pounds, which you're not sure how much that would be useful for like splitting up among different, automatons, but that is what the skimmers and floating automatons that the Meracians use rely on. And it is
Oh yeah.
considered a very guarded secret recipe because it is considered one of their big technological assets alongside the recipe for Marasite.
Okay. Rain will give it back to Ryoko and explain what it is.
Pound for pound, it's about as valuable as Aurum.
Ooh.
Well, maybe not as
Okay.
valuable as Aurum, but it's still very valuable.
Oh yeah, all that money Ryoko has.
But this, you might want to, this is just DM going, this might be useful to the Artificer.
This will be a helpful. What was it? Was it Biggie
This will be a
Bout?
surprise too. That'll come in handy later.
Yeah, exactly.
It's when you inspect it in your inventory, there's a little quest item marker on it.
While you take that, I need you to take this box and hide it in your bedroom closet, and don't tell anybody it's there.
Put it under the floorboards if the police show up.
They may, however, the thumping of the heart may give it away.
Don't worry, there's no way they're going to get a warrant for your house.
So before we get DMCA striked by the Sentinel drones, you've harvested the on-kegs. Kano is very satisfied. He has the elate nymph with him. Go retrieve his on-keg, which is just hitched to a tree, and seems happy that people showed up rather than just being left there. It does seem like very interested when Kanama holds up the nymph to it, and the on-keg seems very interested in it. Not quite, but I almost kind of get that same vibe as like when you introduce a puppy to an older dog, or like a kitten to an older cat, and there's like this interest, but they this on-keg seems well behaved for Kano's benefit.
Yeah.
And the
Right,
ring is not does not require attunement, Ryoko.
Okay. Oh, no, I wanted to have that scene.
Nice.
I wanted to have that scene. Ryoko?
Yeah.
Well, while in the cave, I found this ring.
Oh.
And, it's magic.
Oh.
It lets you see further in the dark. And, if it's dark, it kinda, like, helps you sneak better.
She puts she grabs her chin and looks thoughtfully. He's like, well, I don't think that's really useful for Quiet Heart's specific skill set, but I'll still be very flattered by the gift.
Blinks. What?
You've got a magic ring to give as a gift to somebody. I figured
Yes.
you give for Quiet Hearts because they and you and them.
Go on.
Anyways, oh sorry, awesome ring.
Hey, yeah, congrats. I guess that I guess it. God damn it, Ryoko. Ryoko!
That's me laughing, not her.
Yeah. God damn it, Ryoko.
What?
This is for you.
Oh. Did I misread some things?
I don't know, maybe not.
It's a platonic ring, right?
I don't know.
It's
Maybe not.
Oh. Well, okay, we need to figure that out before I accept, although I do want it.
Her body has turned pink. Nope, take the ring. She puts
Like,
it in your
The
hand.
same color as Ryoko's red, but pastel colored.
Yeah. She puts the ring in your hand, turns
Yoko
away.
pointedly does not putting on a wedding finger.
She puts it in her hand, turns around, and walks away. Very
Just walks off into the jungle.
Yep.
Yeah, just like that one video of the dude, walking into the pond. Just like Godzilla after destroying the city. It's just like, freedom and rock and roll and drift away. It just disappears in the woods.
Yeah. No, that's what she does. She walks into the nearest body of water.
There are smooth
Homer Simpson style.
sharks attempting to bite me.
Congrats, TT. You did this.
Smooth lions are biting me.
Now we got to deal with this added to their dynamic.
Yeah, watch out for the sea lions. Some of them, the wording is literal.
Ryan, I have many
think in
hands.
third 3.5 edition, there was a sea lion monster block where it was like an aquatic. It was like a Gillman version of a lion.
That's fucking
I have to
rad.
remember that.
Ryan has many hands.
So you're all heading back to the village then?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Ryan avoids Ryoko a little bit.
So, Corona, if you want, you can fly the group back using Windwalk. Kamo is going to split off, and actually, he would request your help in hauling some of the stuff to his little
Kelly's
hideaway.
getting food.
Okay.
Okay,
She's
no,
but muted. Yeah, so Kamo would, request your assistance hauling the stuff back to his place. So, it'd be close enough to the village that you wouldn't really need to use the Windwalk unless you really wanted to fly around for the day, or for the rest of the day. But yeah, when again, Kamo's just very excited and happy and thankful, and constantly repeats his thanks to everybody. He's saying that if the island survives the pirates, and if he can get help from the village to establish this as a good farm, that would be enough to put the island itself on the map for economically.
Oh my god.
He goes, it might also be able to. He goes, might also be able to help me afford paying back my old boss for I shipwrecked. I'm claiming this as salvage. I'm claiming that egg is salvage. You know what? Fine. I'm not even going to explain myself. Seems to justify it to himself as you're walking back. But
oh yeah, we're not Desert Island.
Because he was transporting the egg to establish another colony on a different island. It was like his job to transport it when they crashed. Or when
Hell
the
yeah,
boat
we
sank.
almost died. Good for you.
But yeah, you get Kamo back home with his Ankeg, and he takes the nymph and goes and secures it in this little pen near where the egg is secure, and he goes, well, time to break it out of stasis and let it hatch so they can bond. And it's actually a very similar device to the stasis construction that you stored that the seed was stored in.
Oh, Ryan wants to see the baby be born. She is fucking ecstatic.
He goes, well, it'll need to be incubated a little bit, but once it's ready, I'll try to get back to the village so I can alert you.
Please, I've never seen that.
Oh yeah, they are. I'll be honest. I think they're adorable. A lot of people don't. He kind of shrugs like he doesn't get it, but he points to the elate nymph that's he's got it secured in this little pen. It's kind of like a a mesh of it'd have to be something that acid wouldn't bother with. It's like a salvaged metal net mesh that probably washed up ashore. But see how it's kind of translucent? It's like
Yeah.
that, but you can almost see all the way through them. Like they're almost made out of like jelly or glass. Really cute. They're like stubby little legs. Can't spit acid yet, but
Her eyes sparkle.
yeah, I will say, once they're newly hatched, they are very delicate, but after they enclose a bit, they are very very cute.
Oh, I can't wait to see it.
And Kama, his little place it's very much Yoda's hut on Dagobah kind of size. Or if you're in Yawai, you're both just like, we're just gonna wait out here.
Yeah.
He really did build this place like in the roots underneath a large tree. But probably looking at it, probably helped excavate it with the On-Keg's help.
Makes sense.
But yeah, you have completed the Kanno side quest.
Woo!
Put you back on the island map.
Assets acquired for the raid.
Acid assets.
Yeah.
Which also I'd say you'd each be able to take like a flask of acid, like if you wanted to from those supplies, just for
A flask of boiling acid.
Since you were able to, Ioane rolled so high consistently.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just the flask of acid from like the player's handbook or Dungeon Master Guide, whichever. So you return to the village. As you're, you leave Kamno behind. You say your goodbyes, and Oravir's, walking along, and he goes, "Well, that was definitely a workout." And kind of looks down at his armor. Goes, "Definitely gonna need some polishing after that." As he kind of scrapes at where some of the lacquers flaked off from the corrosiveness of the acid that he kept getting sprayed with. But it seems his armor is,
the acid that did not hurt him in the slightest.
No, well, remember, he reached into the acid pit and pulled out that glass short sword. Which, again, there was no magic to. I mean, you identified it. It's only a +1.
It's still good.
Yeah, which I think Ryoko you took.
I think so.
Well,
wow, Ryoko got 2 gifts from Rayan in one day.
A dagger and a
Pulled
ring.
that way.
Both tools that would help her assassination career. How thoughtful. So, God, glass weaponry would be very useful if there was such a thing as like metal detectors around for an assassin.
Yeah.
Glass gun.
I don't know if glass gun would be the best choice.
No.
Just like that thing that killed that one minister that completely shatters upon use.
Oh God, the doohickey. Yeah, the single most successful political assassination in history. And it wasn't even successful in the way the assassin wanted. He hated him because he wasn't extreme enough because they were both from the same cult. But because all his cult stuff started getting found out because he was tied to the guy, the assassin, and what the cult stuff was like, the Japanese government was like, "Oh, we gotta move back on some of the stuff he did." Oh shit!
Wow.
So, but
Ryoko just assembles a fucking doohickey to kill someone in an embarrassing way.
oh God, that's what Kevin McAllister should have done when he grew up.
Oh God.
You got a taste for the murder.
Oh
You got
no!
a taste of blood.
DIY weaponry.
Oh God, Macaulay Culkin would survive a zombie apocalypse.
Oh God,
Not
yeah.
not Macaulay Culkin. Kevin McAllister.
Kevin McAllister. I feel
That's what I
Macaulay
meant to
Culkin
say.
purposely wouldn't. I feel Macaulay Culkin purposely wouldn't survive a zombie apocalypse.
No,
He'd see
no.
zombies rising, and he'd be like, "Well, time to live out my nihilist fantasies." Whereas Kevin McAllister would be like, "Oh boy, more meatbags to kill.
Christ.
I'm gonna figure out all
I
sorts
mean,
of ways
he
to
had
fuck
a-
these ones up."
He had a good arm and aim throwing bricks at heads. That would be very useful against zombies.
And a sadistic desire to finally be unleashed upon the living. Or dead in this case.
Flesh. Just
Yeah.
anything made of flesh.
The wet bandits were but a warm up for the true act.
An awakening.
Oh my god.
So, as you're heading back through the jungle, you kind of take a, occasionally take a. Oh, excuse me, got the burps. Excuse me. As you're marching along, you occasionally take breaks to, stop and catch your breath. It's hot, humid. It's, mid-afternoon. I'd probably be getting closer to sunset, really. But, it's still daytime. It's hot. You have to take breaks. But this is a path you're fairly familiar with. Don't need survival checks, really, because this is an area of the island that you're fairly familiar with, and able to find paths you've taken and other paths that other hunters of the village have taken. But as you're taking a moment, Rain, you and Quiet Hearts kind of get this weird vibe as you kind of both suddenly find yourself you both look at each other at the same moment, as it almost feels like there's a weird ripple through the air.
Oh.
And then you'd be the first one to notice it, because it's a kind of familiar sight with how your tentacle manifests. As around Quiet Heart's feet, it's almost like an illusionary whirlpool of water seems to manifest underneath their feet, like they're suddenly standing in a puddle. And then Quiet Heart sees you look at it, and they look down, their eyes going wide behind their helmet.
I run at them.
And as you step forward, you suddenly feel like your body kind of it's sluggish. It's not really reacting as fast as you would like. But then Quiet Hearts looks up to you, as down around his feet, it's not like a physical thing, but more an illusion seems to. A maw seems to open up by their feet, but rather than a mouth, there is an eye contained within these jaws. As it looks up at Quiet Hearts and then kind of flits around, looking around the group. The rest of you are all seeing this, by the way. But then it looks to you, and then Ray, it's a moment where you realize you're looking at yourself.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god!
And it's almost like you're standing in front of a mirror that's reflecting a mirror behind you, and then it's that weird hollow mirrors effect. And then the eye breaks contact and looks back up to Quiet Hearts. And as you hear this voice rippling in your heads, hold on, let me. The eye, you hear this mumbling through your, muttering through your heads, and it's hard to hear. And really only Rayan and Quiet Hearts, you hear this and goes, you hear the voice of Ragax, deep speech rumbling in your skulls. My champion, I require your assistance. And then the eye mouth shuts and then opens, and there is just the gaping maw of Ragax waiting. And Quiet Hearts looks to you and then gives a nod and goes, I'll be back. And then the maw reaches up, engulfs them, and drags them down into the ground, disappearing into this illusionary world before it just disappears and Quiet Hearts is gone.
Okay then.
Ryan stands there, like jaw on dropped,
Okay.
Yeah, those are bats. This is the jungle.
Did anyone else see that?
Yeah,
You all saw that.
yeah. I mean, Quiet Hearts is gone now. That's cool. I guess another you decided to borrow them.
And Amon's like, okay, so it wasn't just me thinking that was you, right?
That was me. She puts a hand to her head. I looked myself in the eye.
Yeah, you kind of have like an ice cream headache after effect from
Yeah.
that. Like, it's like staring into oblivion, and oblivion staring into infinity, and infinity stared back, and he goes, "Oh, look at this weird little bug. Cool."
Ryoko was initially horrified, but as soon as that was me goes, she's like, "Oh, okay, then they'll be fine."
Uh,
At least we know that.
I
Ryan,
guess.
do an insight check.
Who?
Insight yourself.
Oh God.
It's like-
Yeah, miss. I'll identify everybody and mistrust their intentions. Do you mistrust yourself?
What? The rolls have spoken.
Can I guidance?
No.
No.
Ah,
10's not awful, but I don't know if it's enough to
But
read.
it's
the
just
intention
funny
of
that
an
it
elder.
was. It's just funny. It's a double 10, even though there
Yeah,
wasn't advantage
wow.
or disadvantage. It's just
that and it's the first shitty roll all night.
yeah.
So
Just when it
does
was
that,
got important.
does that tell me anything?
Quiet Hearts did not seem scared at all. They seemed
Yeah.
once it seemed to click who it was or what it was taking them. They seemed when they looked at you, you were the only one who really made eye contact, despite having multiple eyes. But their helmet was on, so it was really only you who saw this. There wasn't fear. There was like a proud excitedness, like
Oh.
almost like oh, I've been waiting for this kind of look, and yeah, there was just no fear in Quiet Hearts.
Ryan like stumbles and like then falls over.
Or very kind of leans over to Corrado, not to be insensitive, but that's never happened before, right?
He doesn't know what Ryan is. We've not told
Yeah,
him.
but he saw what
He
happened.
saw that shit.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
it's never
like-
happened before.
And she's saying that was her.
It's
It's
complicated.
complicated.
And she's kind of sensitive
Right.
about it.
He just kind of gives a nod and just realizing it's probably not the best time to pry. How's Rand doing?
Her mind is going faster than she thought it could. There's smoke is coming out of her ears. Probably not literally, but if possible, literally. Her body is a fucking rainbow at the moment, just like jumping from like emotion to emotion. Probably painful to look at because it's just like flash, 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 flash.
Yep. They didn't leave anything behind when they disappeared.
Quite hurts. And it's like she like rushes over to where they sank, and like she places her hand against the ground. Quite hurts.
It's damp to the touch, and there is like a briny smell to it.
Me. What are we doing?
Well, guess Quiet Hearts is such a good warrior that you need to share with you.
Yoko puts a hand on Rand's shoulder and says, "Don't worry. You'll take good care of them."
Oh, she looks up and her one visible eye is like tearing. What if I don't?
You will. That's just how love works. And then she strolls off.
She looks confused.
So I'm like, posted something in chat.
Aw. Aw.
Like, I'm just gonna make the joke now. I will say, me and Raven planned this out so that Ryan didn't go. I've only had Quiet Hearts for 30 sessions, but if anything happened to them, I'd eat the
I would
world and
kill
then kill
everyone in this
myself.
world and then myself.
So
It's still a very mixed emotions.
yeah, it was more. Let's see if we can flabbergast her rather than infuriate her.
But, I mean, Goddard didn't seem that worried, and, if it was bad, they would have fought. You know?
It's me, and I wouldn't.
You wouldn't trust you?
No, I wouldn't hurt them.
Then they should be good.
I never thought.
Never thought you would have to share with yourself?
No, I know no.
These are getting metaphysically confusing.
Yeah.
I think that's the Orovir mumbles.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, really, because like remembering he's here for the first time, her eye darts to him.
He just looks confused, not like alarmed or anything. He's just like, something happened here, and I do not have the full story. And he just has this look of like, I hope someone will explain soon, otherwise I'm just going to be sitting here in confusion. Like, it's like someone like sitting down to watch a TV show with someone else and having no idea what's going on.
Yeah.
He, like, from his point of view, he really just thinks you're like some Tideborn warlock.
Yeah.
Is magic.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it's supernatural.
It's not magic. Magic is a very specific thing. I mean, it can be a lot of things, but
You know why I say magic is because magic doesn't have to make sense. Magic does what it does. And that just happened. It just did what it did.
then oh shoot.
I'm sorry,
What's her
but
face?
it's really just funny, the barbarian explaining to the warlock, and it's like, it's just magic, you gotta accept it.
she puts her face into her hands.
Come on. Quiet Hearts wouldn't want you to sit here and worry about them.
Well, I'm gonna.
I mean, they're being such a good warrior for you or whatever. I guess you just kind of put that out into the ether, and then other yous just had to get on and is like, I need to try that out.
Not an other me. It's
That you know.
no. It's not how it works.
Oh, you keep saying that big you is so fucking big. Like, how do you know everything that big you is doing?
I don't. I'm saying that was that was my greater self, not another version of me. It is me.
I'm sorry.
But
I'm sorry. I just had this stupid joke. It's like Joanna is like, you're so big. Who knows what's going on? I mean, look at this. I didn't know I had this on me. And he turns around. There's like a mole on his back. It's like I didn't know it was there until someone pointed it
Jesus
out.
Christ. Yeah, but yeah,
what I'm saying, Joanna, it's me, but the greater
Hey,
version.
maybe Big U is doing like an exchange program. They're just like the middleman.
I can't. I don't know.
Look, Ryan, what you gotta do is what Quiet Heart does all the time. You just gotta have a little faith in it, alright? They didn't seem that bad. It didn't seem that scary.
That didn't seem scary to you.
I mean, it was weird.
No, I'll be honest. That was one of the scarier things I've seen on this island, and we fought an aboleth. So Orovir just says like lifting up a hand.
Pointing both hands, gesturing at him. Like, see?
But I'll just say I don't seem to have all the backstory on this, so I don't know if my
Okay.
opinion is going to count for much.
All right. I didn't expect it to be like this.
Hold on, I'll take it from here.
No, you won't. No, you won't.
Don't you love it when the barbarians the face?
So yes, just like hand pointing at him. No, you won't.
I'll put it right simple because you confuse me with the whole like metaphysical stuff.
Because it's complicated.
Yeah, and it doesn't have to be.
Yes, it is.
Look here. So this is little Rayan. The pats are on the top of the head.
Hey.
There's big
Squish,
Rayan.
squish.
Yeah.
And then there's Big Rayan. Big Rayan is like some kind of turbo god. You know, bigger than God or
God.
whatever.
Okay, you know the aboleth. You know what an aboleth is, right?
I've heard stories, and you told me about your encounter with it. So
I am an
something about it,
entity.
like they come from an. Actually, let me see if he would recall, because he has.
Yeah.
Yeah, he goes. Can you explain some of it to me at the after party or at the celebration? Something about fish out of space and time.
Yeah, yeah. The aboleth is. The aboleth that we fought is not the aboleth. It is a piece of it, an extension.
Oh wait, Ventral mentioned something about that a few times. I think I know what you mean. He said something about like the tentacles of a squid reaching up from the darkness. Each tentacle seems like it's or like a kraken's limb. Each one seems like it's its own thing, but it's all
Yeah.
connected to the same thing in the deep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the. I was kind of drunk at the time when he was explaining this to me, and I think that's probably what got him talking about it. So I'm still fuzzy on what exactly he said. So
Okay.
No, that sums it up pretty well.
So that's a good explanation. Yeah. I am like the aboleth.
yeah, narrows his eyes, but not like suspiciously, just like in the way of like it's like need that look of like need more information.
My true name, or at least the closest, the way I can put it into words without making your brain hurt, is Rygak. Does he know? Has he ever heard of that before?
I was opening up the character sheet.
Oh my god!
No. He goes. Sorry, doesn't ring a bell.
God,
I wasn't the most studious
God,
of students. I was kind of like taps the armor. He goes, my focus was elsewhere.
Hold on, I'm googling something.
How are Ryoko and Ran, or Ryoko and Corano doing? Jeez, I'm mixing up everybody's names. How are
For Ryoko, this is like the most confirmation she's ever directly seen.
how are the two Wynons doing?
I mean, she figures that even if Rayan's, other parts aren't as trustworthy as the one that we know, Quiet Heart's made a decision, and that was a decision that she's going to, respect.
Rayan is baby. Rayan is baby. All Rayans are baby.
I don't know that,
And always
though.
will be baby.
I'm
That's
not.
that's Ryoko's view. Ryoko's view is Rayan is baby. All Rayans are baby. And Ryoko has finally kind of accepted that Rayan is this star spawn, whatever the fuck. Whatever that means. The thing that is a god but also isn't a god. Whatever. And concrete proof, fine. Rayan is still baby. Rayan is baby. Rayan will do will do the right thing. It's fine. It's all fine.
So Ryoko's like, it's like, oh baby, and Corano's like,
Also-
I don't trust that baby.
Also, it's cute. She's eloping with her one true love.
Oh my god.
Like in a romance novel.
Mm-hmm.
Brian, like when he says like I haven't really studied, she gets frustrated. Nyarlathotep, the Nameless Mist, Cthulhu, the Mother of Pus. Have none of you ever heard of any of these?
No,
Mother of Pus?
that sounds gross.
Yeah, that one sounds grody.
Yeah, it is.
It sounds like
Don't talk to that one. I don't think that one's a good
Stepmom or
influence.
something.
It's there.
Or if it makes a face, that sounds like Coagula's stepmom.
Yeah, God is not the right term, but it's a thing that some worlds have dubbed us elder gods, elder things.
That just says God in it, though. When you say you're not a god.
Yeah, I
That could
know.
be
Like I
mine.
said, it doesn't work. We're not gods, but there are peoples who worship us like gods.
Or
It's
if there's
not
like rubbing both of his temples, like
See, you're,
Like-
you're confusing the samurai. You gotta start involving the whole, like, you just had to take out the dictionary.
and Amon's like, oh, this samurai understands it. I'm following. He's just been chilling.
Yeah, Mon knows by the choice. God is a misnomer. It is what people have called us because they cannot properly encompass what we are into words. It's impossible.
They just grouped you in that category. Amon chimes in.
Yes, thank you. We're not necessarily more than gods, but we're simultaneously more than gods. The rules that reality follows don't for us. Reality is more of a suggestion than a rule. But
Well,
I
and Oriver kind of leans in, like kind of intently looking at you. He's a tall guy. Only Ioane is bigger than him. As he kind of leans over, he goes. Then he like reaches a hand out and then just like pokes you in the shoulder and he goes,
no.
Reality suggested you be so squishy.
Hey,
And you can see there is like a grin that he's trying to hide.
reality suggested you should be so scaly.
Yeah. I mean, he kind of gives a shrug. He goes, can't argue there.
That's why the Aboleth knew me, because me and the Aboleth are foes.
And then wherever his like expression goes from like this like that grin of like, oh, I just and it's like, oh, I told a funny joke, haha. And then he just kind of like the expression falls as he suddenly like grows a little more serious as you start explaining that connection.
Yeah.
Goes, I don't know, that might also be what Ventrog meant.
What?
Before he was taken by the dreams, we talked a few times before you rescued him. He
Yeah.
said that he was going to even the playing field against the eyes in the dark.
Sure. She closes her eyes for a second, and like, it.
I thought he
Painful
was
thing.
being, just esoteric in the way he was.
No, no, he drew me here. He caught my attention. I don't have all of the power that I, my greater self, have, because it would not.
The way you're making it sounds like you probably break reality. Your
Yeah,
real self showed up. Because I mean, that's
yeah,
why the gods aren't here. They're in their own ascended planes because they can't exist here. At least that's how
yeah.
I was
Except
taught.
Blackerack. Because, I mean, he did kill that big snake. Or whatever it was.
I mean, they can manifest and send avatars and personifications. At least that's because there are recorded encounters with.
Yeah, think of it like the gods don't manifest because they'll like. Oh, I know what a light bulb is. Do I know what a light bulb is?
What the fuck's
Probably
a
not.
light
Well,
bulb?
actually, there'd be like an equivalent, an illumination. Light bulb is actually fairly easy technology once you know how to do it. So
Yeah.
there are some Magitech advances in this world where maybe there is like light bulbs.
Yeah. Okay. It's okay. Imagine a light bulb. Do you guys have those here?
The fuck is a light bulb? See, in trying to explain everything, you just make things more confusing.
God, would you rather me not tell you?
Corrado,
Would you
is
rather
that
I never
Corrado
told
laughing
you any
too?
of this and just kept it a secret?
That's both of us laughing, yes.
And Juan's just like, no, it's good that we know, but Ryan, you have to understand. We
I
are
know. I'm trying to explain a
mortals trying to
concept.
understand with mortal minds.
I know. I know. That's why this is so hard. There's just it is. I
And
can't
why are you hung up on it so much?
because
We're
I'm
not
trying to get.
upset.
Because I'm trying to. I'm upset. I just took away Quiet Hearts and well, someone who's here who didn't know any of this was here and saw it, and now I need to worry about damage control and explaining things so he understands that I'm not here to just kill all of you. And
Whoa. And Orovir just kind of holds up his hands and goes, I haven't doubted your intentions since the moment I met you, like any of yours. You don't have to worry. I was a little concerned when our ally and friend Quiet Hearts was suddenly eaten by a ghost mouth. But now that you've explained it to me, it seems they're going to be okay. My concern is, listen, it's new. I'm still going to be like, that was weird, but I'm not going to like. And he kind of like looks around and goes, I'm sorry for saying this, but just chill out.
Yeah, you were afraid that we were gonna judge you or whatever. Didn't. Now Orvir's not judging you.
I mean, I was gonna really shouldn't be even be pointing this out, but I'm really not supposed to reveal the whole wings thing. But
Cool, good to know.
wait, why? What's wrong with the wings?
cultural expectations, family things. It's, as you said, it's complicated.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
And look, it's not really all that different. I'm sure that Kurano can back me up here. Sometimes when you're the champion of a big scary thing, that big scary thing is like, hey, I need you for a second, and they just yoink you.
Corona, you've never been summoned like that, but there are definitely stories of like paladins and clerics being summoned to a task.
So yeah, I'm sure
she's just gonna.
Otto has like that, and she's like, "Oh no, that's fine."
No, that's exactly what's happening. That's her blank bird face. Yeah, that happens all the time.
Yeah, that's just that comes with the territory of being the champion of some god or elder god or whatever the proper terminology is.
Are you?
Look, just take things into stride, okay? I've had a long day.
Yeah. Deep breath. It's like inhales deeply.
Besides, I'm freaking out. I'm sure would just make you freak out more. So
Can we go back to the village, please?
yeah.
Mon just kind of chimes in. Panic is very easy to get it stuck on a recursive loop.
Yeah.
Starts walking back towards the village.
Good. He's just, says she's a little bit far away. She's like, for how tiny she is, she's got very big feels.
Amon looks up at you and he goes, "You don't think I feel big things?"
No, it's just the fact of because most people are the feelings are too big for their body.
Yeah, I mean, he kind of shrugs. I was just messing with you, but yeah, maybe. She really is
contents under pressure and all that.
Yeah, and when you've got whatever she is amount, trying to compress down into that, humanoid shape, that's a contents under pressure warning for sure.
Yeah, she gotta get squeaky like a tea kettle.
Her brain was literally smoking earlier, if that was possible.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, the trip back to the village is uneventful, unless there was more the group wanted to talk about on the way back.
Brain is very quiet unless spoken to.
Just because Amon's got a decent survival, she'd be stop and point at something and go, "Oh, can't forget about that big boy." And he points to where there's some evidence of something large passing through. And then you realize probably the only thing large enough to make that in this area is you got to do something about that polar bear.
Yeah, that poor thing still has that tiny ass collar on. Look, I'm not I'm not exactly equipped to tame a bear or whatever, but at the very least, it shouldn't be choking to death.
Yeah. And who knows? Maybe once it's in a better mood, that druid back in the village might be able to convince it to, play nice. Well, the village didn't really say it attacks anybody. I haven't heard anyone say that.
Yeah, I mean, I imagine because there's so much food around here, it doesn't need to get aggressive with people.
Yeah, that's right.
Polar bears, when you're out on the ice floes, you take your meals where you get it.
Oh, yeah, there would be a lot more to Yeah, around here, huh? Never been to the ice.
It's cold.
I shouldn't make that claim for Amon. I don't know if he wants to decide that or not. So, but yeah. So that was just me going. Reminder: there's a big polar bear in the area.
Mhm.
But
Yeah,
Um,
and I will do something
so,
about the bear.
but that's something to tackle during one of the as we get, probably going to start getting into it next session more heavily. But we're going to be getting into a little bit of accelerated time where we will be skipping a few days as you all work on different projects to help the village prepare. And, village or villages, if you can get the moon scale and or Sahagan's help.
Okay.
But for now, you return to the village. Orovir goes off, waves as he walks off, and is almost immediately mobbed by the retainers that survived the wreck with them, as they're just like one of them starts chastising him about the state of the armor. Um, but you know, they seem happy that he's in good health. But the yeah, you return. Sunset's approaching. Dinner's going to be soon. You have the night to yourselves to rest and recuperate and what have you.
I think it's time, friends, for me to do some hard drugs.
Those you do when you go
Kind
to
of-
sleep. You mix it with water and drink it before you sleep.
Yes.
But the does anyone want to report the findings of the garage to Jairus, I believe his name was, the artificer? Yes, Jairus. Jaren was the tiefling man who found you on the beach.
All right. Who has the cavarite?
It'd be, I guess, just shoved into the bag of holding, so you can pick it up from wherever. I think Amon carries it with him normally, but it's the group's bag, so whoever wants it.
Sheriff, we have cavarite.
And
That's pretty cool.
what was that?
So that's pretty cool.
Oh, and he looks up where he was like, you find him tinkering on the turtle and with Pizlop. Pizlop's like, actually, you don't see Pizlop at first as the artificer looks up. This Triton looks over and he goes, "Wait, seriously, cavarite? Shit!" As he like pulls the goggles off and he goes, "That's a big find."
Yeah.
And
Think
he
you could
goes,
artifice some cool ass shit that we could use to kill some pirates with it?
"Do you show him the amount?"
Yeah, I've got the whole cube. I've got the allspark in my hands.
Whoa! As he takes it, he goes, "Yeah, this will definitely be useful. I could probably get a little more speed and height out of the turtle here, but this would be useful to find this would be enough to like fuel a couple skimmers worth."
Well, there you go.
And Pizlop pops his head out from the interior of the turtle. Goes, "Yeah, too bad we only got this clunker here." He dives back in. You realize he's working inside the thing. Closet, just kind of wiggling his way inside it. Do you inform him about the other finds?
Are there any relevant to the artificer that we should share?
The
I'm obviously
skimmer
Garage.
not getting
and the
anything.
guns.
Yeah, the garage.
Found a scammer, a garage. Cool shit, honestly. It's been a good day.
Ooh, awesome. where? Eh, when you tell him the on case, he's just like, oh. Hmm.
Oh, don't worry. We killed their leaders. They're aimless and tame-ish.
Yeah, just go bug Cosmo.
Bug him. All right. Don't really talk a lot to that weird little man, but if he's got access to a skimmer and artillery, that's ooh. And you hear
Yeah.
like a clanking of footsteps as what was her name? Oh shoot! Oh, Fiasso, the Warforged armsmith you rescued from the who was like held in captivity by the Cambians. She walks up and she goes, "Wait, what's that about artillery?" And I don't know. Jarrus catches her up. He goes, "Well, it's been a while since I've done firearm repair, but we could probably fix those up for defenses." Yeah. Um, she looks, sees the cube. Is that fucking Cavorite?
Yeah,
Oh damn!
just
I
some
heard
bitchin'
that
ass Cavorite.
I heard that they've actually developed a way to like implant some of these, or not implant, but install some like nodules of these around Warforged, and it lets us fly.
Well, maybe if we got some spares, we can try that out.
Let's test it on him first. Like gestures to Anchor as he's just in the background talking to someone. And I think he'd appreciate it. You get the sense that she's not going to experiment on herself with experimental technology.
Fair.
That's better for the fighter to handle. But yeah, so you've informed them, and they start talking and saying they are going to speak to Conmo and get some volunteers together to go out there and extract what they can from the garage, and then move it to the other workshop that you previously cleared out, where the warbirds were, because there's actually a better intact workshop up there than working at the garage next to the on-keg. And he goes, probably have to use the turtle to haul it all, but yeah, if we can get that all fixed up, this will be a big boon. Nice haul, guys. So, you have it will require further attention and assistance from the group to get the skimmer and some of the weaponry and repaired, but that will be something done later on during the preparation phase. So assisted roles and stuff, because there'll be like different ways people can help. I think Rayan might have mending, which might be helpful at repairing some of the damage to the guns, stuff like that. Or just brute force needing to bend metal into the right shapes for like Nuane and stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm sure that we don't want to use what little juice that little cube has, so maybe just haul the skimmer back to town the hard way.
Oh, and you go, oh, the thing with Cavorite is that glass, that's just a container. It's to make sure that it's to insulate it from outside energy sources so it just doesn't liquefy and start floating away, which has happened. I have heard of rooftops, lifting off of the buildings because they had a Cavorite spill. But yeah, we crack it open and partition it up to once we're ready. This is just to keep it contained safely.
All right.
So yeah, it's more about like splitting it up and into the correct containers because what happens is you energize them, they liquefy inside and float to the top and lift up whatever they're holding, whatever the container is attached to.
Is that the same stuff that makes the turtle move?
Yep. Yeah, and actually, hey, Isla. And he bangs on the turtle's shell, and the head pops up the closet with the tiny goggles. He goes, What? He goes, show him the cabaret. He goes, ah. Then he crawls out, goes to where you realize there's like a steering wheel that's been installed into the back of the head. It's bigger than Pizlov because it's clearly meant for humanoid, medium sized or bigger. But it's still this tiny little closet sitting there, arms up. It's like seeing a kid try to drive a car, like sitting in the driver's seat of a car, and he turns it on and it rumbles to life and levitates up, and he crouches down, and there are these like little glass disc like domes, almost like hubcap sized, where no, it'd be smaller, but it's like hubcap shaped, where there are like dinner plate sized, where you do see the silvery, like almost looks like free flowing mercury is just kind of uh, lava lamping around in these little containers.
So I don't imagine putting any more of that stuff's gonna make the turtle go faster.
Oh, a little bit will like it'll help give it a little more ascent and controlled descending. Let it levitate but easier.
Yeah, because, our experience with it kind of just plods along. That may not be so
And then-
helpful in a pitched fight.
Yeah, no, the only thing this would be useful for with weaponry wise is like, actually, that would be perfect. Repositioning the cannon.
Yeah,
But that's for later. The skimmer though, that will be very useful if it can be repaired. And Rand, you told them. Did you tell them that when you looked at it, you saw that it was like most the
Yeah,
energy
the power
source looked
first
great.
seems mostly intact.
Oh, good, good. That would have been possibly another source to find one for the turtle here, but good thing you know
I
abundant.
am actually becoming quite familiar with your guys' technology. It's weird.
Yeah, I saw what happened to the first warbird. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. They can be a little volatile.
Cartoonish frowny face.
There's a distant croak of dismay. But so you have delivered the news of the find to Jairus, Pislop, and Fiasso, the armsmith. Well, she's not really an artificer. She has adjacent skill sets that would be useful, so she's going to help out. But yeah, you have the evening to yourselves. Dinner comes around. There's no big celebration or anything, but once word spreads for like Orovir and some of you just chatting with people, they're like, some people are excited about the idea of like getting on-keg resources, and others are just like, you crazy motherfuckers, I would not have done that. Just like people just being like, oh, these people, like, and you actually have someone go up and it's just like, don't any of you take a break?
I mean, stuff need doing.
Yeah. And like someone that was with them kind of nudges them. Well, we can't really take breaks now with those pirates coming. Okay, yeah, fine. And they go off and eat their own dinner. It's just like a random pair that were like walking past.
Yeah. This is something Yuwani would not say because it's totally out of character for him. It's like, oh, yeah, going up to the Enclave Hive, that's not something I would have done. Well, that's probably why it didn't get done, huh?
That sounds like something Ryoko would say, actually.
Yeah.
She just makes that sly comment after they're out of earshot.
Mm-hmm.
Rayan goes off by her on her own a little bit. Not like, away.
No,
away
on their own. There's a
Yeah.
hummingbird.
Yes. And
And there are bugs. Whenever you think you are alone, no, there is a
They're a
bug.
bug.
she's not like trying to be like alone. It's more just like out of the way. And she holds out the sword that killed Ventrok.
And Ventress sits on it.
Don't do that. This is what killed your the creator of your summoning scroll.
starts licking up the blood on the plate. Lem, 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 lem.
Yeah, it
My
like gives
father
it,
tastes delicious.
it does like it can't really peck quite like how a raven or a chicken can, but it just like does prod at the very simple leather wrapped hilt with its beak before it flutters up and sits on your shoulder. Just kind of does that hummingbird thing where they poof up, where they just look like a puffball with a beak, and then like
yes.
smooths out.
You ever seen the video of a hummingbird snoring?
Yes, it's so cute. Like they have to pause for the.
Yep.
They're so cute. Ryan is going to take some swings with it. Clumsy, clearly not any good at this,
Yeah,
but
I will say that knowing that you want your time alone, Amon sees that and makes a note because Gray has mentioned this. Amon does want to help Rayan learn how to use that better before she hurts herself,
she totally might.
which I will let Gray do instead of taking that moment.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's an evening where calm evening at the village. People. Oh wait, I should put on the village. But people are like. Um, yeah, it's a peaceful night. Few people ask where Quiet Hearts is, but they, when you actually, what do people say if the topic of Quiet Hearts is brought up?
Paladin stuff.
All right, some people would be like Blake shrugging, like, okay, because there are quite a few people in the village who have had the unfortunate experience of being healed by Quiet Hearts. And
God, that's way
those of you who have
private.
seen Dungeon Meshi now, how
Yep.
that thing about Marcel's healing is painful. That really is like Quiet Hearts is healing.
That's how you know it works.
But yeah, just paladin stuff.
Most people seem to accept that. Some seem a little mildly like concerned with like, oh, they seem like they would be very useful, but it's still a while off. Maybe they'll be back. No one really raises a fuss about it. Because actually, if I remember right, the last time Gray couldn't make it, Amon had went off with the Orovir for like some samurai training.
Yeah.
Which, by having Amon just be NPC mode instead of disappearing at the same time as Quiet Hearts, it's also sparing Gray the rumors of be like, hey, Amon and Orovir, samurai love tangle.
I like to imagine that when a character is not being piloted by their player, they turn 2D.
In another game I'm in, what happens is they T-pose the whole time.
So mod is just a flat picture.
They just get slightly. Their rendering is slightly less good.
Low render poly.
Jeez.
I saw a post the other day about some little art project they made. It's like when my girlfriend leaves town, everything gets low poly.
It's a pastry bakery.
Yes,
they
that.
make those that look like low poly fruits. They even made the polygonal grapes from Final Fantasy. There was a point in the last expansion where, because they updated the graphics, everything's great, but then you get to one of the later areas where there's supposed to be some grape, a grape farm, and it's just the first edition prism with a grape texture map across it, and people made fun of it. They're like, oh, that's hilarious, that's so stupid, they forgot these. And then they updated it and fixed it, and then people are like, no, bring them back.
Bring back the grenade grape.
It really
What is Ryoko doing?
Yeah.
Hard drugs.
Luke was getting ready for some hard drugs. Been
I
a
mean,
rough
you could-
day, time to
you
do
could just go
hard
up to
drugs.
You could go up to the druid and get some narcotic help, seaweed.
Do some hard drugs, cause the day was hard and the ants almost killed us and things got weird and Quiet Hearts is eloping and everything's gotten really intense, so it's time to do some hard drugs.
Is she just singing that, mumbling as she's like eating?
Oh, absolutely.
Do you have the ring on?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
That shit's
I may
never
check
coming
it.
off from now
I think
on.
it might be an attunement, actually. Thinking about the ability, because it is like a full-on invocation thing.
That's
That is
alright.
fairly powerful. Plus, with the I'd say it requires attunement, just because it's such a.
So
You
just
got
in, the
time?
middle,
We'll
just in
tune.
the middle of dinner, like her eyes like expand
No,
like a cat's.
It would have been earlier, but once you attune to it, even like walking through the village or through the jungle, it was brighter because jungles are heavily shaded, so
I
it was
see
actually
everything.
you're able to see farther and stuff. But yeah, especially now you can really tell the difference. You're able to see much clearer, at a distance than you were, before.
Yeah, I'd like to imagine just during the walk, suddenly her eyes contract is to get smaller. What's the one that you get wider? Yeah, so dilate.
Highlight,
Yeah.
yeah.
So her eyes just suddenly dilate instead of being little devil like slit eyes. They're just perfectly round now, like a cat's. Just
Or gecko.
Well, I know
Oh.
exactly the image that we're getting. Give me a second.
Yep, I know. Oh, also, now you know why I changed my DM name to Riptide for this evening.
yeah, because Quiet Hearts got ripped away.
Yeah.
Goodbye, friends. I'm being kidnapped for another AU.
That's when Ryoko puts like a tunes to the ring and she's like, whoa.
Oh.
Yeah, I love that reverse.
I love that gif.
God, yeah.
I love geckos.
Yes, exactly that.
Yes.
Or I was. What also popped to mind was Captain Amelia from Treasure Planet.
Oh yeah. She was such a good design. That whole movie was.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, there's a reason why my Fabula Ultimate game eventually is probably going to be like a Treasure Planet type setting.
Hell yeah.
But anyways, yeah. So, anything you all want to do before turning in for the night and start, going for the accelerated time? Well, we only have like less than an hour to go usually, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that.
Okay, so just enough time to do some drugs.
Time to do some hard drugs. Druid,
Okay.
I've come to finally claim the Void Mother shit.
Okay, so you have the Void Mother drugs. You got them from the Moonscale chieftain.
Yeah, but they had to be prepared specially, didn't they?
Yeah, because you've had the you're the one who found the seed pod on the vine when you were harvesting it. Jeez. You found the seed pod and you were told to, like if you found them in like this state of growth before it was like fully matured, grab it for them and they could prepare it for you. You gave it to the Moonscale one time when you visited them, and then another time that you saw them, I think, actually, yeah, when you guys were kind of like celebrating after the defeat of the Amalith, the chieftain approached you and gave it to you because they were the ones preparing it.
Mm-hmm.
I was saying the druid, she has the seaweed, which is just, a type of kelp that can be smoked for, narcotic effects.
It's weed.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
seaweed.
I don't need that. I got hard drugs. Let's do this shit. I gotta fucking snort it before going to bed, right?
Nope. You mix it with a drink.
You gotta drink it before going to bed. All right.
Yeah, it's a powder that you
Milkshake
actually
style.
water, drink, wine, whatever. Water, juice, wine, or something. But is there anything anybody wanted to do before we dive into this?
Nope.
So you all retire to your little cabin, and your hammocks or
Yeah, Rayan is
bedrolls.
Rayan is exhausted from the fight and also swinging a sword around badly for a couple hours.
Well, and also from stealing your own significant other from yourself.
Also true. You know, is that me? Is that me hotter than me? I'll kick my ass.
Oh, kill
Okay.
me!
What's that? What's that tweet where it's like you're just in your room chilling when a specter of death appears in your room with a slightly better looking version of you, and the person goes, "No, specter, don't let this be. I'll change my ways before they disappear." And it's just like, hey, what the fuck?
Oh,
So, yeah, it's the halfling music. The village music is probably not an appropriate tune for this one.
yeah, put on Jefferson Airplane.
That's a definite way to get DMCA strike. There's a reason why I haven't played a lot of actual music in Oasis Valley. But
I've played straight up Transformers music in bot shots.
oh yeah, fair.
They're tiny. I don't think anyone's going to care.
So
You say that,
real
and yet
quick,
they allow me to upload that awesome fucking music video mashup I did of the Night on Bald Mountain scene with that Nicki Minaj song, "The Rat Bastards."
and I never got in trouble for uploading my brother's Godzilla "Don't Stop Me Now" video. And that's like full on Queen, so never got in trouble for that one. It's not like I monetized it. But anyways, the music coming through is that quiet.
I hear it.
It works.
At least on my end. So Ryoko, how do you prepare it? You mix it with
However, I
water,
was
juice, or
instructed to.
something? Okay. Yeah, the
If they told me not to mix it with alcohol, I will not mix it with alcohol.
yeah
If they
the
told me
chief.
that mixing it with alcohol is okay, I am mixing it with alcohol.
Yeah, she didn't mention alcohol, but she did say it was good with not good, but it was okay to mix it either with water or like a fruit juice.
Probably just water. I'm not gonna get. I'm not gonna waste
Fancy.
fruit juice on my drug trip.
Although, as someone who as someone who has heard of things, apparently, orange juice is actually recommended when you do like shrooms and stuff because it helps enhance it for whatever reason.
Oh,
But anyways, yeah, it's kind of a bitter drink, which might have been why she suggested perhaps fruit juice. But you down it, you've drank worse tasting liquors, so. And it's been a long day, definitely a very long day. And it might be a little distracting trying to fall asleep with your new ring enhancing your night vision, although you've had normal dark vision. It's just extended. And
this isn't darkness. This is advanced darkness.
yeah, you haven't had to deal with advanced darkness yet, which I just realized something scary. You and Quiet Hearts and the darkness effect is going to be fucking terrifying.
Oh my god.
Mm-hmm.
Because Quiet Hearts has this invocation just naturally, but not naturally, but class-wise. Anyways, you fall asleep fairly quickly. You don't know if it's maybe the drug or if you're just that tired. And I just saw the chat. Go over to my notes. I need a better. Okay. as you you deep in sleep, and as you're in the, you're not quite lucid, that kind of not semi but not quite lucid state as you're falling asleep, where the darkness is encroaching and you just getting comfortable in the slumber, as really the only sounds you hear are like the sounds of night insects chirping and trilling in the distance. Fairly common sound that you've been unable to escape in the jungle, but that too eventually fades away and you're just in that murky darkness of sleep. And then you are dreaming. There is a garden. This vast garden is full of carefully tended life, protected and nourished against the harsh wilderness beyond. The garden is full of flowers and plants nourished by pools and a stream of fresh water. This peaceful garden's life is fragile but tenacious. There are forces outside the garden that crave the bounty of it, desiring to despoil and consume those within, without the forethought or desire for the careful maintenance of, of this paradise and all within it. There is a serpent in the garden.
Yeah, I know I'm here.
What?
Ryoko, you walk
Yeah.
among the trails of this garden, and it is the most beautiful thing you have seen in your life. There is no sea that surrounds you. It is just this luscious expanse of plant life and animal life, darting between it, insects buzzing between flowers and plants, as you just birds flitting among the trees, flowers growing along the path, this carefully tended path, careful not to cut through, but flowing with the land that seems to flourish. But as you walk through, you see there is bits of damage, corruption. You see a pool of water, fouled and and flowing stagnant. You see what looks to be a turtle lumbering out of it. Parasitic barnacles encrusting its shell and slowing its gait. You look down in your hand, and there is a small knife in your hand. A simple gardening tool. As you crouch down and very carefully pry these barnacles from its shell, your vision flashes to you throwing shurikens and blades into the flesh of Grell and spilling their alien blood upon the ground. There is a tree nearby that is infested with crawling, sucking insects. Do you tend to this tree?
How would I tend to this tree?
You have a knife in your hand.
Okay, so I'm gonna just smash the insects with them, cut them.
Yeah, you use the blade to scrape them off and pick them off out of the bark. And again, you're treated to the vision of your keen eye and thrown shurikens splattering the alien blood of the anomalous flesh, sending them careening into caverns or collapsing, twitching onto the ground.
I am making a
The
mess out of the garden.
But as you see this tree, you see that there are some branches that are burnt and withered, weighing it down. A different tree. And as you approach, the knife in your hands are clippers, like gardening shears. You help this tree.
Yeah, I'll prune it. Prune its withered branches.
You go and you see that some of it isn't withered. These are burned, scorched, dead, and weighted on this tree that almost seems to shine with almost like a golden bark as you trim away these darkened parts. And you see yourself hidden in a crevice as you send the razor trout school and nearly decapitate the Tanaruk forge master in the midst of its forge without it ever once seeing you. And the tree grows and new flowers begin to bud.
Huh.
You're standing by the stream that has flown. Its flow has stopped and grown stagnant. Slime mucking up the water. There is in one hand you have your knife, and the other a makeshift spear that you've whittled one point of a branch into. You seek what is clogging the water.
Yeah, I guess I'm getting good at this janitorial shit. So yeah, let's do it.
You spear into the water, and there is resistance, but not as much as you would think of something of. As you pull it back, you see wiggling on the end a small tentacled fish-like thing, no skin but a layer of mucus. Three pitiful red eyes cringing in the light as you pluck it out of the water and fling it onto the dirt of the path where it shrivels up, and you see the water begin to flow as the source of this corruption is cleared. And you see the vision of the aboleth in its lair heaving and flailing as it collapses and curls in on itself in its death throes. You continue through the garden, and ahead of you the path is suddenly blocked by brambles that look like bladed chains. Once again, in your hand are these heavy shears. And you see these brambles lead to another tree, strangled and choking under its grasp.
As I immediately set to work, I start thinking, why is no one else taking care of these things?
And as you use these shears to cut through brambles, sturdy and tough and almost seemingly hard like steel, but you're tenacious with these shears. If you don't do this, who else will? And as you cut the final stalk from it, and you clear it, yank it from this tree, the tree flourishes, and the light catching the flowers and new leaves growing from it. As you see yourself standing face to face with Gleaza, your blade buried in her stomach during the battle. And you continue down this path now that these brambles are clear. Sorry, continue.
Oh, no, I just said,
You come to a glade where you realize this was almost like a small garden within a garden with fresh young plants that have been drained of their vitality, wilting, many withered and blighted, too far damaged to be saved, but others still struggling against whatever seems to be sapping their vitality. And in your hand you have a trowel, almost blade-like in its appearance.
mm-hmm.
You dig.
Yeah. I'll start stabbing the earth.
You start turning the earth, digging up where the withered grasses and ferns have coiled and decayed. You see worms, not the healthy kind that rich earth would have, but sickened and decayed, made foul by the proximity as you finally find this root, this parasitic plant that has snaked tendrils through the roots and sapping the vitality of all around it. Do you remove it?
Yeah.
As you pull up this root and slash its core, the sap that comes out is the color of blood. And you realize the trowel is a knife, and that knife is in the chest of the man you first killed. The man who drained the life of those he came in contact with. And as you drop the root and as the body slides off your knife, you hear that kind voice that the aboleth drew from your mother, or of your mother, because you have no memory of what your mother sounded like or even really looked like. You can only guess what she looked like from the comparisons those who knew her cruelly threw in your direction. There can be no gardens without knives, without those willing to carry that blade. There is a serpent in the garden. It preys on those that would consume it greedily. You see a small serpent, scales like the night sky, as it strikes at a malformed rodent blind with unending hunger, its venom sinking in and paralyzing it as it coils around it. It strikes those that seek to poach and harvest life within the garden. Its venom ensuring those that flee perish before they can spread word of it. Again, you see a small serpent strikes and sinks mercury fangs into the leg of a person trampling through the underbrush, dragging rusty traps behind it.
I watch the serpent. I look to the garden. I think of the work I've been doing in it. And I look down at my hands. They're very dirty.
But they are dirty with soil, rich earth, not blood.
It's everywhere. It's under my fingernails. It's not going to wash off easily. But then maybe that's not something to worry about when there's so much work that still needs doing.
And Ryoko, as you're looking out at this garden or your hands, you feel a gentle hand lay on your shoulder, and while maybe you wish to turn and look, feels reassuring. You feel a weight move from the hand as something slithers across your neck and over to your other shoulder, and you are able to turn and see and look into the rippling reflective pool of mercury that is the eye of this small, unassuming night-scaled snake. And then it bares its fangs, dripping that same mercury venom, and then it lashes out and bites you in the side of your neck, but there is no pain as you wake up.
Oh, shit. I want to talk to the little fucker. All right. Okay.
Ryoko,
All right.
you wake up in the middle of the night. It's just like that kind of jolt of like, it really feels like when that jolt your body just like being a little shithead when you're trying to sleep and it's like, oh shit, we're falling, wake up. And that's like it's really wasn't a painful feeling, and you get this really odd urge that you want to open up the bag of holding.
I mean, what could go wrong, right?
And in your
Yeah.
kind of half sleep fugue state, as you were the last one to have the bag of holding when you gave the cabaret and maybe some of the broken guns to the artificer, because I realized you could just bring the guns with you; they would fit in the bag.
Mhm.
Same with the crossbows. So I'll say you just side note, you did hand the crossbows off to Anchor to prepare for whatever militia you guys set up. But
Mhm.
as you reach into the turtle shell bag, you weren't really even thinking of what to grab, which is a core component of the bag of holding. But when you reach in, your fingers touch cold, cold detailed metal, and you pull out that puzzle box from the Atlas layer.
Oh, the llama configuration.
Yeah, it is like a it's not like a cube, but it is like a polygonal shape that has very clearly like a puzzle box structure where it twists and turns and there's like little devices. But there is several locks that you realize will come into form as you open it, and either they required locks themselves or you would have to be able to break through those locks with your tools.
Okay. Well, I think I need to do a check here.
A
I'm
check
going to
with
do
advantage.
a wisdom check to
Oh.
see if I think it's a good idea
Well,
to
that
open
you
the
don't have
fucking llama
advantage.
configuration. To open
Right.
the fucking llama
So
configuration.
that's a 10, whatever that you think that means for Ryoko.
Well, for just out of a peyote vision quest, Ryoko, who woke up in the middle of the night. That probably seems like a good idea. All right, let's open the fucking llama configuration. What
Give
am I
me
rolling?
a thieves' tools check with advantage. Okay.
Well, apparently not.
Well, here's the thing. With your inspiration through the dream, it's like the lock that you had tried to get through before is just child's play for you, and it pops open. 14 was the DC for the reduced DC.
This will not have any bad consequences, I am sure.
That is the first lock open, and as you twist through that, it's like that band pops off of it and falls off. That portion of the puzzle box broken away, and as you twist and turn it, almost acting on your own, following that, kind of leaning into that not drug. Well, I guess drug-addled fugue state. You managed to find the second lock. Would you like to try again?
Yeah, let's just open this fucking Rubik's cube.
So
Maybe
Ryoko,
it'll be that horrifying CGI cartoon inside.
okay. 13. Unfortunately, you're unable to. This one is more complicated, and
God damn it.
perhaps the after effects of your trip may start muddying your thoughts again. But I'd say, Corona, you probably have the most passive perception, that you'd probably hear Ryoko start like muttering, "Damn it, shit," and like the clinking of the tools on the object.
Yeah.
If you wanted to wake up, you can.
I mean, sure. She'll sit up, and I mean, she's probably already sat up. We established that she sits on a perch and sleeps.
Yeah.
So I guess she just lifts her head and looks at you, and you can see that her eyes are open in the light.
Mm-hmm.
Is there something wrong?
Fucking puzzle box won't open.
don't know. You do see on the ground, it looks like the first lock has been removed.
It looks like one part of it opened.
Yeah, but this second one's just a son of a bitch.
And Corona, because you have such good perception and you're, seeing. Actually, you don't have. Do you have dark vision?
I don't have dark vision. I have to rely on light, which is the weirdest
Okay.
part of Aarakocra.
Yeah. There's probably like a lantern or something. There's like a little bit of dim light. Oh wait, there is that that coin of delving that Rayan has. So there's just like enough of a dim light to be like you don't really see color, but there's like a streak of like dark color on the side of Ryoko's neck.
Did you hurt yourself today?
I mean, yeah, we all took some blows, I think.
She gestures to her own neck and is like, this here on yours.
And Ryoko, you reach up to where the snake bit you, and there are two little pinprick holes there where you bled a little bit.
Motherfucker, Freddy Krueger'd me.
I wasn't expecting that reaction.
I guess I got bit by a dream snake and it hit me in real life.
And Kirano doesn't have the reaction that normal people would have to that because that happens to her sometimes because gods do that.
Our god is literally a snake.
Maybe something is trying to talk to you.
And
Yeah,
it's
maybe,
been the
'cause I
same
did
snake
wake up
you've
with
seen
a
in
powerful
previous
urge to
dreams.
fuck with a puzzle box. And I have seen this little black snake in my dreams several times before, even without doing peyote.
Do you feel like it's a threatening presence?
Well, the little fucker did nip me on the neck, so I feel like the very least is a bit of an asshole. But I wouldn't say it's threatening.
You feel that this is some sort of presence that you should listen to in opening this box.
At the very least, I feel like I want to know more about what it is, what it wants. Has something to do with gardening. Gardening may be a metaphor for killing people. You know how it is.
Well, if you would like, I could try to assist you to open this lock.
Yeah, let's get this fucker open.
Alright. Let me see.
Yeah, God, this is such a good idea, you two.
Sure it is. I'm gonna give you guidance
Open
and a...
up that landmatch configuration.
Yeah, you can roll again and with advantage and add a d4.
Yeah, let me just roll that for you.
Nice.
Nice. I forgot
So,
that guidance
yeah.
doesn't just roll.
With Corono's guidance kind of sobering you up, as it were, Ryoko, you're able to focus and you're almost kind of embarrassed that this lock gave you trouble the second time, or the first time that you tried the second lock, because it just pops off no problem. And with Corono's aid, you're able to shuffle through the configuration. Not saying it's a limit configuration, but it again shuffles around, and the second lock pops off as you spin it around to a third and final lock. This one is going. You realize even just looking at it from the outside without even like inspecting it thoroughly, this is the most complex of the locks.
Okay, motherfucker.
Whatever wasn't sealed inside here, whoever sealed it did not want this opened.
Well, tough titty. You gotta try it.
Guidance again?
Yeah, I'll give you guidance. Roll another d4.
Nice. So, 25 would have been the DC without the dream inspiration. for this final lock. As Ryoko, with Corono's help, and you actually have to get her assistance to hold like one of the tools at a certain angle with enough pressure so you can use the other tools to maneuver around. And eventually there's like, it takes a while because this is, you would perhaps suspect, arcanely intricate lock. This is not made, it does not feel like this was made by, normal locksmith tool, hands.
Mm-hmm.
But you manage to, through intuition and just this, and encouragement and guidance from Kuroto, that finally there's that satisfying, fairly loud clicking pop as the last lock pops off and falls. As
Just before I open it, I turn to Corona and say, wouldn't it be real fucked up if Rayan was also in here?
I didn't need that thought.
You pop it open and
Then
there's
I
a tiny
crack it
little
open.
Ray. There's a
Hey
tiny
guys,
little
what's up?
Ray, like a mouse sized Ray. Hey guys.
Hey guys, what's up?
No, you pop it open and I should have had this up. Hold on. Inside, you find the box kind of opens up. It was originally like a dodecahedron type shape, but now it is more like a prism, like a obelisk type prism, where the point at the top blossoms open almost like a flower. As sorry, I'm suddenly there. It is. You reach in and pull out a darkened steel pattern of a coiling serpent forms a basket hilt around a bladeless handle made of glass and the same dark steel. The hollow glass of this handle seems to contain a small amount of liquid quicksilver. That is the only thing within that container. It almost looks like the bladeless hilt of a rapier.
Like a
Strange.
child on Christmas, I immediately grab the hilt, and sort of swing it around softly, not like in huge big broad strokes, but just like a little flick.
Ryoko,
Mhm.
as you flick it around, there is like you see that the liquid mercury inside jostle around. Oddly similar to the cavorite that you saw, earlier, but different consistency and color, or hue, I guess. But
Interesting.
in the light, if you pull up, actually with your dark vision now, it looks just like the venom of the serpent. As you have that realization, you kind of give this flick as it is almost like a lid at the top of where the blade would come from this. It snaps open, and almost like this liquid was compressed, a blade pops, frees out, or the mercury-like metal contained within the vial handle slithers out and forms a stiletto blade. As you are instantly attuned to the Argent Venom blade.
She giggles like a schoolgirl.
Only you have access to this item's stats for the moment.
What'd you call it again?
The Argent Venom blade.
Argent Venom blade.
I added it into your handouts.
Okay. Oh yeah, she's giggling. This is cool ass shit.
found an
Concerning.
interesting prize.
Maybe I was wrong. Maybe hard drugs are great.
You watch Korono kind of giggle like that, and then also pinch the bridge of her beak like, fucking goddamn it, I should have just stayed asleep.
How do you like your new toy? Now, if you
Oh,
had
I love it.
other things that were attuned, you had to decide something besides the ring and the sword, or this knife.
Does the gear on blade and the razor trot require attunement?
I don't believe so, no. And the
I-
boots of Elvenkind that you have don't. I believe you had like spider climb boots, but you haven't used those yet.
I have not really used those, no.
Okay, so you would have attunement slots. Yeah, because the gear on blade, I don't believe so, and the razor trout doesn't because it works on charges for daily charges.
Let me see if this works.
Jeebus.
Yeah, okay.
Interesting.
Well, neat. And look, it's just like the snake that bites me in my dreams. That's probably got to have some sort of symbology. I wonder
The
if
basket
maybe...
hilt does really resemble the snake.
I wonder if there's like a mythological association with this snake that I could peer into. Like some sort of religious thing.
Corona, if you wanted to roll religion with your wisdom score, you could.
Okay, I could try that.
That's Ryoko did just say, use the magic words. Also, you have a friend that has a fourth wall breaking book.
I wouldn't have advantage on this, right?
No, this is
Just a straight
going to be
roll.
a fairly. I'll just say it's going to be a fairly difficult check.
Well,
Yeah.
even with the +4 that usually would be for the wisdom, that's not going to do anything.
Really, it just sounds like something that honestly Vlek or Rag might have made if you were like, this doesn't really fit his general aesthetic, but a killer, a deadly snake, but it might be a relation. Who knows? With the 5, you got really no clue.
You could grab Ryan's book and take a look.
You could have used that with your wisdom score.
No, that's what I mean. Even with the +4.
Oh yeah,
Instead of
9.
+1.
I don't know, an 8. Yeah, it wouldn't have been nothing really comes to mind.
She's gonna think about it and then, just kind of doing an internal shrug and go, something must like you and is looking out for you.
Grab Ryan's book.
I don't
Look
know how
into
to
the
use
Eldritch
that.
Stone.
Also, fuck no. I'm not touching that thing.
It would be funny if someone does.
It would be.
No, who said that?
Ryoko, Ryan has a book with info.
Just steal Rand's book. I'm gonna go steal Rand's book.
Okay.
You already went to drug trip.
That's a
roll a
decision
stealth
that you can
and-
make.
Roll, stealth. Actually, sleight of hand.
I'm not even
And-
actually particularly trying to steal it stealthily. I'm just gonna take it out of her stuff.
Okay, yeah, Ray, do a perception check with disadvantage.
Oh my god. Why
Because
do
you're
I have
asleep.
disadvantage? I'm so
Because you're
bad
asleep.
at
Be, lu-
it.
be lucky you're getting one. You have a bird that's also... Okay, yeah, your bird sends you like a little mental thing. It's like, hey, someone's going through your shit.
Ryan's like zombie movie sits up. Who's in my stuff?
Don't worry, it's a dream.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's not.
Oh, no, you're pretty sure it is.
Ryoko, what are you doing?
Reading your book.
Guess later the dream.
Oh, why didn't you just ask?
Because you were asleep. I mean,
Oh yeah, but it's still my book.
yeah, but you know.
It's
Like,
Kurono's-
reading my book without my permission, like, I don't. It doesn't sound like a good idea.
I mean, you can read my books without permission. I don't really give a shit.
No, no. Thanks. Oh, what are
Ryoko
you looking
definitely
for
picked up
anyway?
like the trashy romance novels for the long boat trip.
She might have. Maybe there's a romantic heart in her that she tries to keep hidden, but occasionally indulges when she has the time. We don't know.
What are you
No one ever
looking
saw her
for?
read it on the book. She made sure.
All right, flipping through snakes, 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 snakes,
Roll
snakes, snakes,
a
snakes,
wisdom saving
snakes.
throw, please.
It's funny that this gets me instead of the llama configuration. A saving throw, you said?
Yes.
Yep.
It does not matter for me. It does not matter for me at all.
Ryoko, you start flipping through pages and flipping and flipping and flipping and flipping and flipping as you go unconscious and fall. Your eyes roll back in your head as you're just like,
Oh
Roll me-
shit, karma!
roll a d6, please.
Kurono's back on her
Oh,
perch
man.
watching this going, yeah, that's what I figured would happen.
Okay. Good to know. So, you're out. You're unconscious. You. It's literally like you got like, you got mind whammied. The Chromaticon does not seem to like people that don't get permission from Rayan's hands itself herself.
Ryoko?
Mm.
Randomly, the glaze over, like, pokes her face. Ryoko?
She having a bad trip, Amon grumbles.
She just read things she's not supposed to.
Oh, she looked in the book, didn't she?
Just like
Oh, what did she
Gandhi.
expect? And Amon rolls over and falls back asleep.
Ryoko? Pat, pat.
I don't think she's hurt. I think she just took a little nap. Forcefully.
Just like Gandhi.
Oh, Jesus. So, bro, how panicked is Rayan? You pick up your book, and on the page, you see what looks to be an illustration of like a toad shaking its head, and you're just like, what did she expect?
At least it wasn't like Alfred's penny's worth. Where like flipping through the pages, like a character, turns and starts coming towards the camera.
But the
Does Ryoko look like she's in danger?
no, she just looks like she was
She looks unconscious.
yeah, unconscious by like a magical stunning effect, if you had to guess.
Okay.
But not like when you look at her with like detect magic, there isn't like a enchantment on her. It's just
her brain got overloaded.
she tried to read something she shouldn't have without your guidance. 'Cause even though you it wasn't you turning the pages and focusing your intent on the book.
Yeah.
But
Her brain is
after-
not built for the Eldritch Tome.
After about 5 minutes or so, Ryoko, you wake up with kind of a headache. It's not too bad. It's kind of bad, but it's not not any worse than any of the than some of the hangovers you've had. You've had worse, but
Yes,
it's
yeah.
just it really does you feel like you're waking up from like a minor hangover. And it's just
I don't think your book likes me. Can you read up and see this guy anything about snakes?
You need to be more specific.
Looks like this, and I hold up the rapier handle.
Oh, weird.
Appears in dreams. Fights you on the neck.
What?
You know, the usual.
Opens your book and starts flipping through pages. Arcana?
Or history
And
or religion.
Arcana is my best.
Hey,
Yes, it's the
you
one.
start
It's something
flipping.
she's actually good at.
Oh, excuse me. So you start flipping through the pages, and it's actually Ryoko who actually reaches out and stops you on a page.
Hey, what about that one?
As you see an illustration of a large serpent, a wide hood. It almost looks like stars and galaxies are depicted in its scales as it's dripping, you know, a silver. This is like an illustrated manuscript kind of deal. As you just see this serpent coiling with silver fangs and silver eyes, as it says, Argent Venom, the Void Mother. That's all you see.
The
Oh, like the. Oh, I see.
void.
Like the plant, like the sword. It's
There'll be a
both.
little bit. You did roll very well. It was the Argent Venom, the Void Mother. She who hunts in the garden.
She who hunts in the garden.
Yeah, that
garden?
scans. Oh,
Huh?
there was a garden full of people that I killed in the past that were appearing as like weeds and rotten shit, so I had to kill them again with like shears and trowels.
Blinks. Huh?
I had a dream. You ever had those?
Yes, it was actually like my first night here when the Avalith appeared in my dream.
Okay, just wanted to make sure because sometimes I forget which things are still new to you. So yeah, I had a dream and yeah, Snakey was in it. We were in a garden. It was very lovely, but then every time I looked at something, I was like, "Oh, yep, there's something gross on that." Had to kill some bugs, pull out some weeds, cut off some branches, and then like it was also really clear that this was really just metaphors for all the people I've murdered
Can I
and
roll on
things.
this?
Then I saw a little snake, and the snake was eating like a mutant rat, and then the snake bit me, and I was like, "Ah, shit!" And I woke up. And then I was like, "Hey, let's open that puzzle box." Just felt
When
like a really
you
good idea at the
when
time.
you mentioned it bit me, you kind of like point at the bite on your neck, just
Oh, I
nonchalantly.
absolutely do. Yeah,
And
absolutely do.
Rain has dark vision, so you see it.
Yeah.
There's no discoloration or anything. It just looks like, got jabbed and there was a little bit of blood.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, can I roll on that?
I mean, you did just roll that Arcana, so
Yeah.
I don't know if you can really get much more.
Well, not necessarily info about her, but like this all sounds very metaphysical, but also very specific. Like, does this sound like a deity is like communicating with her? Does it sound like it's another plane?
It, not without being there with her, you can't really make that assessment. But it does smack of something reaching out. That is
Okay.
definitely clear. There's definitely something. If going off of Ryoko having these, or I don't know if Ryoko mentioned the recurring things, but recurring dream of or imagery of it, but just following up with a dream where she encountered this serpent, woke up after it bit her, has bites, and then was able to solve a puzzle that gave her previous trouble to recover an item that is very, very similarly snake themed and tied to the Void Mother drug she just took. I'll
Do you
leave that
have
up to
any?
you to decide if that might be a little too thick on the coinky dink.
Yeah, no. Ryoko,
Yeah.
there's a god reaching out to you.
Oh, that's silly.
Although
The Void Mother.
I will say, the lizard folk, the moon scale, never called her a goddess. They never really spoke about the Void Mother.
If not a goddess, I that's but it's just it's a term for a big powerful thing. Some entity, potentially one like I am, shrug, or just something else out there, the Void Mother, or something that's very good at pretending to be the Void Mother.
Ryoko.
Yeah.
Look at that last line of the item's description.
Shall do so.
You get the feeling this. I'll just let you extrapolate what that means for something like Rayan or Raygax.
So the thing is, the super cool blade that I got from the puzzle box, it seems clearly tied to this thing.
It is
is
really just like a gimmick where you can just like flick out this mercury knife and just slither it back in and out.
just like those blades actors use, only you can kill people with it. It's apparently really good at killing fiends and aberrations, so don't feel like it's associated with
Are you
your
suggesting-
your family, unless it's specifically like for intercommunal violence.
Oh,
Are you
Oh,
suggesting
oh.
we have a sword of kill Nora's character?
yeah, yeah.
I didn't intend for that. Fuck.
Do you have a
But it really is.
do you have a sword of kill Rayan, PT?
Yeah.
Oh god.
Visible discomfort. Like, Miyoko can see it playing on her face.
I'm not gonna use it against you.
Weren't you so mad at yourself earlier? It's like, how dare you kidnap my quiet hearts? Get your own quiet hearts! I'll kill you!
Rayan, like, she like, looks off into the middle distance for a second. Miyoko?
Yeah.
If you ever run into something that looks like me or looks similar to me or just I don't know, it feels like it's related to me, but it's not me, or it feels wrong, you should stab it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, good lesson. Don't trust Rayan.
I mean, we killed the aboleth, so I mean, I feel I've got lessons pretty well learned. But yeah.
No,
I got
listen.
you.
That blade frightens me.
Again, I'm not gonna use it on you. So
I know, but
Calm
it's
down.
still something made to kill things like me. And like, killing it's a relative term when you're
Yeah, I understand that. I mean, although I mean, really, all blades are made to kill.
okay, but this is
people.
specifically from a creature that
It's
kills.
like the dream was trying to tell you something, Ryoko.
Oh. Oh no.
Blades. Well, no. Blades can be used to kill
Oh,
or to flourish.
okay.
Okay,
I-
when
Sorry, I
you're
didn't mean to like spell out the meaning of the dream. Take what you want from it.
I'm taking all sorts of
Oh.
things from it. Ryoko is also taking things from it separately from me.
Yoko, You know, you saw me earlier. You saw a
Mhm.
glimpse of me.
Yep. You eloped with your
What is
then
elope?
friend.
What is elope?
It's when
Run
two
away
lovers,
to get married. This is a conversation that can be had around breakfast, Amon says
two,
from the corner.
it's when two lovers decide to throw their cares away and go out into the world together, secure that their
Ryoko.
love can get them through whatever comes their way.
Ryoko?
Sorry, I was in a moment, but that's what it means.
Might still be a little
Why?
loopy.
Why would you attribute that to me?
Well, I kind of figured you'd be aware of why, but if you're not, I think you've got a bit of a crush on
I
Quiet
just
Hearts.
I've acknowledged that fact. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And
Okay, but why?
obviously, the rest of you has caught the same infatuation.
Okay. She
God,
runs the hand through the hair tendrils.
I'm sorry, I'm just gonna say it was so tempting to have the moon singer chime in from the moon. Like, I know, right? They're so dreamy. But
They're
not
just
the
really
time for
cute
them to show up.
together.
Listen, Kyoko, I like quiet hearts. I don't like just quiet hearts.
Well, polyamory works for some people. It's fine. I'm sure they'll understand.
I. But I can't be that for people. I'd love to be able to, but
I say,
what?
I say,
What does that mean?
it's a dismissive noise. I say nuts to that.
Yoko, I am.
And also, you clearly say nuts to that, since your other self was like, "All right, gonna take my itacular squeeze on a little romantic get together."
That's not what that was.
The word was
Or was it?
champion.
I don't know exactly, but it was. I said you couldn't understand. It was my language, deep speech. I said I
I
needed my
understand the
champion for
language of
something.
love. Your champion? Your champion? He squeezes her cheek.
uh,
Oh my god, you're smitten!
Ryoko, I. Yes,
You
I
know
like
what?
quiet hearts.
You need to trust yourself a little bit, okay?
Oh, Ryoko,
Adorable.
I am an awful I'm a monstrosity that's that's done unimaginable things. I don't deserve that. I can't have that.
Oh, so
Well-
you're saying a killer does not deserve love?
You say
Okay,
out
I
of
feel like we both do this to each other all the time, and like, I guess I'm going to be the one to stop the cycle and say, yeah, you fucking do.
Oh,
Okay?
thank the gods, Amon says from the corner.
Yoko, I don't even know how long I'm gonna be able to get to. I'm gonna get to be here.
And apparently the rest of you knows that that's not a barrier to romance.
And Amon just kind of, his head pops up and there's that eye shine in his, raptor eyes, and he just goes, Ryan, have you ever just tried, talking to yourself?
Blinks. Blinks.
And look,
And Amon's like, that's what I
Quiet.
thought, and tries to curl up and go back to sleep.
Quiet Hearts seemed totally into it. So you don't even have the gnawing fear that if you confess your feelings, you're going to be rejected flat out, and it's going to crush you for the rest of your life. So there you go.
Why do you
Confidence.
care so much about this?
Let me live vicariously through you.
What?
How is, because I'm sure Ioane is walking up by this point. How is Ioane feeling about this
I was about to
conversation?
joke. It's like he's in his hut peacefully sleeping.
Oh,
He is immune
sleeps
to
like a rock.
drama.
he can sleep through it all. Oh my god, he did grow up on a goblin port town, so yeah, he could sleep through anything. And sailed on a hobgoblin ship.
Yeah,
Listen,
he is
you're
immune to
spiraling.
drama.
You're spiraling. It's late in the morning. What you need is some shut eye. I'm sorry I read your book and that your book knocked me out. Go get some sleep, and tomorrow morning you'll think about how romantic it all is that you get to elope with your sweetheart.
That's what's
And also
happening.
still get to have this adventure. Yeah, it is. That's what's happening.
No,
Obviously.
it's not.
What else
No,
would
it's
make
not.
sense? What
Oh
else
my
would
god,
make
no, it
sense?
doesn't!
What else would make sense? Nothing else would make sense. Go sleep now.
I probably needed Quiet Hearts to act somewhere where I couldn't.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
That doesn't mean it's.
Kissy times.
actually,
That's a way that you could not act with yourself.
fun little end way to cap off the night for the session, because we're running a bit late.
Yeah.
I guess it would be adjusted because if we started late. So anyways, Ryan, you said somewhere else. Roll me an intelligence check or a wisdom.
Wisdom is slightly better.
Yeah. You know what? Just roll again. If it's low again, I'm gonna.
Hey!
Okay, I'll take a 17. When you said somewhere else, it suddenly registers in your head as you kind of like thinking back to the moment as there was that ripple of distortion through through reality. As you realize maybe not somewhere but some when.
Oh.
You get the sense that maybe as you think about it, it's almost like it's like a moment of inflection. I guess I could have asked for an insight check to insight yourself again, but you get the sense that Quiet Hearts isn't in the same time era that you are. They are elsewhere.
Oh. She pauses mid sentence and like. Oh. Oh, I didn't take them somewhere else. I took them somewhere else.
Adorable.
No.
And we'll leave off with that adorable.
Corona's gonna murmur in the corner, is like, all these problems would be fixed if you would just fucking talk to yourself.
Well, she's gonna try now, but like.